So we are recording now.
I got nothing.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, let's see. Then let's just launch right into it. Welcome back to the Odyssey of the Bronze Bullies, the Space Odyssey. As we open today's session and episode, we find ourselves where we left off. The hammerhead floating nearby. You all, that battlefield that you were fighting on has, like I said, disbanded, and so now you can see the broken towers of the Nyx. There's rubble floating in space, and actually the Temple of Iroas still stands, but it has a huge kind of crack in its foundation. And as you all kind of climb or fly back aboard and land on board the ship, standing there looking at the deity that is both Iroas and in the distance still being able to see THEROS, and then all of these beings, both God and man, standing in awe at the sun literally rising on a new day. Another awe-inspiring moment that I imagine the Bronze Bullies are kind of starting to get used to. But in that moment, before anyone else can speak or do anything, and I did also forget to mention, let us not forget, that little Kai went from this large, like, greyhound-sized dog-sized, dragon, to now in a young adult-sized dragon. So, very large, huge wingspan, kind of marching around as, Acro and step aside of this creature. Now she is in the one big change is she literally, with the growth, like the He-Man style cringer to this new, battle cat stance. She seems to look now, not only is she literally looking down on the soldiers as she walks on the ship, but her countenance of that dragon's face looks more confident. She still doesn't speak a human or any common language, but you could tell that every language that's spoken on a ship, she can understand it. That face is very human in terms of the way it emotes. And this is no longer a pet. Very clear that she's just like everybody else. She's here, by her own choice. She goes over and gives Fitz her muzzle, and sits confident, folds her wings back. And suddenly that is when you all notice, as you're also trying to make sure everything's good with this giant dragon, you start to notice on yourselves and your partners and your companions, golden strands attached to your bodies. It's almost like someone opened your eyes to something beyond, and you realize they're the strongest strand. There are a multitude of strands, but the strongest strand, there's one attached to each of you. And they all seem to be, all the ones on the Bronze Bully seem to be pulled in one direction. And they all attach to your chest. Somewhere internally, when you try to touch the strand, you can't. It's almost like someone has spun fine silk of a spider, but that it's a radiant silk. And as you see it in every strand leading off, some of the other figures on the board, some of the other soldiers, you see their strand maybe leading in a different direction. Very taut, very tight. And then suddenly, as though someone cut them, the strands begin to loosen and fall away. And as they fall away, you don't feel any different. You can just see this. But as they fall away, they vanish as though they were never there. I'll turn it over to you all.
Is everyone all right? What was that?
I have no idea. Where were they pointing?
Which direction was Bartholomew's strand pointing?
Off into space. If you could put it on a compass, I guess I would say it would be south. But it's the same direction that most of the bullies were pointing. And as Fitz asked that question, someone behind you on the ship, a familiar voice, but a voice you've heard kind of booming or whispering in your head, is now a physical voice that says, "They were the strands of destiny. They are no more now." And as you all turn, there is that figure cloaked in purple standing on your ship with two arms on its side and two maybe rubbing its temple. And a face under a cloaked hood that bears no actual features, that just looks like the swirling stars of the Nyx. It is clearly Krufix. But Krufix, appearing to you not in his grand sense where he's normally floating above the stars, just like another mortal or humanoid, taking on that, maybe to make you feel more comfortable, taking on that comfortable visage. He says, with no features, just hearing that voice, "It was my twin. My twin sister is no more. I saw it happen. And without her, I can no longer see the secrets. I can no longer see the end game. The strands of destiny have been cut. I may have made a mistake by releasing the hold on the gods too late. I thought I had it all figured out. I do not know now. I did not see this."
What
What
could have
happened?
happened to her?
It is a bit fuzzy, but it was Thraxis. He found his way into the domain where she kept the Titans imprisoned. Clothis always said she would die before she let the Titans run free again. And so she had a failsafe, one in which she would make sure her own life her own being destroyed, would destroy them. And unfortunately, it did not go completely as planned. It only weakened her enough for Thraxis to finish her with the reforged spear of Heliot that he now wields. And with that, he has taken her position, and he seems to have the power of the Titans, channeling each of them directly into him as a source. Each still trapped in its prison, but directly connected to him. Those beings, the beings that you saw in the eclipse, they are the Titans. One of each Tight.
Well, that's not good.
The power he wields the power of Sola, the Titan of life's pride, the power of Cry, the Titan of the world's end, the Titan of Croxa, the Titan of death's humble embrace, Pyros, the Titan of eternal flame, and Euro, the Titan of nature's wrath. I do not know what happens now. I was so assured that Thraxes was only a pawn being used by Phoenix. I don't know if that's true any longer. It's based on even what you were told by, or what you were told by the Militians. He is supposed to destroy the Titans. He is supposed to kill them. He is supposed to channel their power and give it back to Phoenix, to the god beyond the Nyx. Why is he keeping it? Well, we know why he's keeping it for himself. I think we have two powerful beings playing against each other here. And for the first time, you see a god completely as clueless about the next move as you all.
And you came here. Why? What can we do?
You do not know, young Fitz. I have put all my... Never thought it'd be a word and put it that way. It's a god. Because I guess that face of stars just staring at you, Fitz, staring in your direction. I guess we have gods have never understood it, but we too put our faith in you as champions. Now it is blind faith. I am believing that your choices lead to our resolution and to the salvation of THEROS. Its very self, its very foundation. I just needed you to know that is Thraxes. He would have done this sooner had we not had the silencing of the gods. But I have never seen a god grow so powerful, so strong, so quickly. It seems to be a multitude of sources, both praise from man in the material world and his exploits on his own. Magically and physically bullying his way to the top. Not quite different than you all.
I was gonna say.
You were both champions of Perforos. It makes sense. Thraxes was Perforos' champion when he killed Penthos.
And now you killed Clovis.
Turbulent times are ahead, but your actions must be definite. I cannot be sorrowful for too long. I want you to be empowered that you can do this. What is your next move?
I mean, I point to the path of that we have been dilly-dallying on to go to the underworld.
You point to Athreos, who's pointing.
Athreos, who's like,
just still
hello?
sitting there, like.
Athreos, on that note, Athreos is kind of looking in that direction, and you notice that was
He's
the
still
path.
there. That dude can leave anytime.
That was the path of your. Well, he was there during the entire fight, and so kind of in these moments after the fight, you notice that after this is being said, before we even get to Athros, I think that Iroas is like flustered by this. He's like, he starts to move away, and he says, I must warn my brothers and sisters. We must discuss this new god. If he is you're saying what you're saying, Krufix, we as gods must put up a fight. We must challenge him directly. Krufix kind of looks up and as quickly as Krufix looks up at Iroas and nods, in his downward motion, he's no longer on the ship, and now he's kind of toe-to-toe, eye-to-eye, both of these three gods looking around this little ship floating in space. And Atherios kind of gestures in the direction of where you all are planning to head, and then just looks down, leaning on that staff, looking at Sophia. And without even communicating, because Atherios has been completely silent, has had no voice, even without speaking a word, Sophia knows that he is saying that he must go on, and that where he has just gestured, Sophia can see that there is like that celestial waters of the Tartix River floating off in that direction. And Sophia knows that if they just follow those waters, it will guide them to the underworld. But Atherios is not prepared to leave them. Prepared to leave them, not prepared to leave them without anything to go on. And so Atherios unclips from his staff, or the staff, and this oar on his boat, a lantern, and leans down. And as he leans it down, the lantern grows smaller and smaller until it is the size that Sophia can take it from him. Sophia, it is immediately attuned, and I've already put it in your notes, in your character sheet. But you now have the Lantern of Passage. And as Sophia holds it in the direction that Atherios just beckoned, and that the water flows, which is towards the underworld, as you all know, you notice that as Sophia holds it in that direction, the light, it flickers like a small flame, just a small candle flame, but it grows brighter and brighter when she holds it in that direction. And so Sophia knows that the wielder, by holding the lantern outward and pointing it in a direction, when it glows, its glow intensifies, always going brighter when facing the direction of the wielder's heart's desire. And then Atherios nods to you all, to his brother Krufix, the other god Iroas, and begins to row away, vanishing into the cloudy nebula of the Nyx, fading away from vision.
All the gods are gone now?
Yes. So, Krufix and...
I don't run my mouth in front of them.
Krufix is the only one kind of there. Do you need anything else from me? I mean,
gosh, you got any advice? I don't know.
If his rapid rise was fueled from outside, is it possible we could undercut him and aid in your struggle against him? Find out where he got all his power. Well, we know part of it, but...
I believe you can. That said, I would leave... Let us other remaining gods, the few that exist, let us take on that for you. I think our brother Erebos has his own goals, and I think he holds great secrets in his domain, in his throne room, in the underworld. And so I do think you are on the right track going there. I can only tell you this too because I saw your strands, and they do lead that was, as they were cut, they still led in that direction. So maybe you continue to follow your destiny, though I cannot see any further from here.
Well, we appreciate your blind faith in us. And just know that during that whole silence, we all had blind faith in you.
You are...
Sophie, taken back from the whole lantern aspect, she does have a question for Crewfix. She kind of snaps out of this daze. Lord of Secrets, you've seen all there is to be seen, and yet you can't see what's to come. But you know many answers, very much like pointing towards Fitz and Taroxys. The weapons that they wield are from your domain. They only have one true master, so even if he did reforge Iliad's spear, if he were to come back somehow, could he not take his power back?
You could. I have heard you. I've heard your hearts, and you have always been against this move.
Well, I've been thinking quite a lot. It started with him.
Yes.
It started with Heliod. So maybe it has to finish with him too.
That is for you to decide.
Is there other ways to bring back fallen gods? I know Telmoon and Troxys deeply wish to bring back Perforos, and I wish to help them on this journey. Is there any other way to bring back other fallen gods without this scroll?
I think we lack the time to restore people's faith in Heliod and bring him back. And so the scroll and the ritual are the only way, and unless you find two of them in the underworld, I think if you are able to find one, you'll need to make a choice over which god you decide to bring back. I say that because before Clothis was gone, before my vision blurred, I saw only one scroll. Maybe this changes things, though. Do not let me set doubt in your hearts here. You have all been able to accomplish more than many of the gods would ever expect in such a short time.
One more thing, and this is just... We all had a similar dream a couple of nights ago. Do you know anything of this dream walker entity? He appears to us as human, pale blue eyes and purple robes. He seems to be cheering us on, empowering the bullies.
He is on your side. He is a good entity. The Pantheon is changing so quickly. We will soon have a god of dreams. But we also have one of nightmares. It is not a god yet, but surely you have seen this Ashiok. I have never talked to you about them, but these are beings from other worlds, these plane walkers. We have tried to uproot them. Some of the gods use them for their bidding. Erebos seems to be using this one. I find them to be quite dangerous. So, as you always do, just be on the lookout. And I know that the Dreamwalker will continue to protect you. He is watching for them, for Ashiok. But they have great power, unlike I have seen in a long time. Like I said, we are living in a new era of the world, and even gods like me are to be surprised. I will grant you the gifts that I have, and I will say they are not really gifts as much as they are you all achieving all that you have done. But I bolster them in the way that I can as he waves his four hands and you all kind of feel that magical presence of the gods around you. Both feeling both your accomplishments from your athleticism, from your intelligence, from your keen, all that you've done in battle, your spirit, your wisdom, but also feeling his touch. That is where kind of narratively where your level up has come from and established itself. And you can see him slowly beginning to fade from your vision, like slowly as though he's flickering and becoming part of the Nyx, part of the background, his face kind of matching now everything behind him. And if no one says anything, he will just continue to fade into obscurity, but still always be there, close by watching. He does not say farewell, for he's a god and he is always around.
Bartholomew, after Grufix disappears into the Nyx space, turns to the rest of you after looking out in that far distance to where the underworld lays. I am more than willing to go to the deepest and darkest reaches of those lands.
Good, because that's where we're going.
We will need your courage.
Persis, I think it's time for you to give me your navigation check as a survival at advantage, because this is really I would say this is not even to see if you can fail, because I don't think you can fail this because THEROS has paved the course, but I think you're going to do it in a shorter amount of time with the higher the success, if that makes sense.
Okay, 16.
Okay, can you roll a D4 for me?
Two.
Okay. And so the ship sets off. You chart your course. You all begin to kind of rest up and take your rest from the battle that just happened, So 2 days go by before we slow things down. So I will leave this open, not to start role-playing, but to tell me if there's one, and basically within 1 and 2 sentences, if you'd like, you can basically add what you've been doing with the 2 days that you've just kind of been traveling towards the underworld.
I would say at some point during travel, Fitz is gonna talk to Kai about her dad being a bad mamma jamma.
What does she tell her?
Your dad's kind of a bad mamma jamma. I don't know if you know this, but Thraxis, the guy that Rufix and all the other gods were just talking about, he's kind of your dad? I'm pretty sure we've mentioned this maybe once, but I don't know if it's sunk in that he's kind of mucking things up, kind of being a rapscallion. I'm trying to use the nicest words I can think of, because I don't want to insult you in any way, I just
and from time to time it's just this, whenever Thraxes, whenever she lets out these like honking, it's like a honking bark, like a honk, honk, but it's almost like a bark. It's so loud, it's deafening when you're like in the, in the mess room trying to eat, and you hear her, she's in the room with Fitz, she's like letting off these and just kind of just emoting. But you all hear that from time to time, and you hear it during this conversation.
And I want you to know, before we encounter him, I want you to know that that's where you came from. That when we were much newer friends, this band of bullies, we encountered Thraxes, and we thought we had defeated him. And in his hoard was a chest with your egg in it, but it was frozen. He was intentionally keeping you frozen. And I just feel like you have the right to know. And I hope that I could be your friend, even with you knowing all of this. I would hope you would choose to stay with us. And I would hope that you would want to be a bully alongside us. But I don't want that to come as a blindside to you. I don't want us to encounter him and for you to feel like I've had any secrets from you. And I just care about you so much, and I love you so much. And if you wanted to fly away right now and never speak to me again, I would totally understand, but I'd be very sad for the rest of my life. And that's all.
Does anybody speak Draconic?
Do I speak Draconic?
And I know you don't. No, I'm just making sure no one else.
I know I have a spell where I can understand.
Okay. So she just goes
universal speech.
Shakes her. And so as you hear her mumbling, you cast universal speech.
Mm-hmm.
And to you it translates to first of all, actually, because you just did, can you give me a persuasion check?
Okay. Oh. 24.
Okay. And so she goes, you hear her like kind of talking, and Thraxes is my father. Makes much more sense now. Thraxes' father. And then you feel like the hard slap of her claw against your back. She pulls you in, and it translates to Fitz's mother.
I'll just cry. I give her a big hug, like probably around the tree trunk of an arm. I love you, Guy. I hope I can give you a better life.
And she seems to kind of turn her head to that statement. Speaks one more time and says, and it kind of translates brokenly to, Kai will give herself the best life.
You're right. You're the best.
And so that is that conversation. Anything else happened in those 2 days?
I would, during that time, Bartholomew would actually find some time to talk with Talmoon. I know that every day Talmoon's practicing, doing those like the sword flourishes, the dance.
Yeah, gotta retrain myself to use a shield.
How's the new sword faring you, Talmoon?
It's
Tell him we're fantastic. You know we're doing a real good job, aren't we? Your swords are speaking to you.
one voice, but now we.
Yes.
Is that how this is going?
One voice, but now
Okay.
we.
I guess we are all right. It's a bit quieter in my head now. It's only one of them.
We've improved his dance moves, haven't we? Yes, we have.
They're a bit delusional, but it's been fun.
That's good to hear. I've been meaning to get some practice in with, and he's kind of like has the shield of THEROS on his side. It's been strange getting used to the fact that I'm holding such a artifact like this.
I mean, best way to practice is just to go at it, right?
Yeah.
All right, Telmo starts hitting him with those with them Achilles Troy moves, them jump stabs and all them. Let's see what he can do.
And trying to parry block the incoming flurry.
I won't leave that to y'all after how that works out. I'm not gonna make you roll for it or anything unless you'd like to, Jason, make a roll for how that attack looks like and if you can hit him. But
if Brett, now you being disrespectful. I don't know. He's got a god shield. He might be able to block this.
It might actually be possible.
26.
Yeah, 26 will hit.
I don't
so
want to keep doing it. We're not gonna bully him. We just go, we pulling. I'm tapping him with the rapier,
so
but we not.
Well, I imagine it's
penetrating too deep.
what we're really watching is like a back and forth of like blows and strategic moves, and then yours just making through, and whether you stop it at his neck or like right under his arm, it's a blow that would have landed you basically.
Oh no! Don't get it wrong. I am stabbing this man.
Oh, okay.
Just not very deeply.
Okay, then he's stabbed,
Just
and we
not
watch
very
it go
deeply,
in
just
and
tiny
a
stabs.
bit of blood pool right under his arm where Telmoon stabs.
You don't learn without proper motivation.
Yeah, and kind of going through and like, good hit there.
Getting quicker.
We're all gonna need to be in top shape once we reach the gates.
I mean, practicing against Kai might be good. I mean, that's kind of like fighting her dad.
I would suggest that you talk with Fitz about that first.
Not me, you, my friend.
Yeah. Last time we fought Thraxes, half of my men got roasted. It was pretty bad.
You have to teach them to fire and then duck. Fire and duck.
Yeah. I don't think that this ship was going to be able to last if we encounter Thraxes again. It was pretty close to being destroyed the last time. I think I'll talk to Persis about some measures against the ship going down.
It's a good thought. Protection isn't much of my thing, but I'll try to keep them occupied, away from the ship.
I'll be counting on you, Telmoon. And another go around.
My pleasure. And
And as they prepare to kind of
Go
go
out.
around and they continue to battle, we kind of go somewhere else in the ship. Maybe a different time of day, maybe even a different day itself. Is there anything from Persis, Sophia, or Moby that's happening in this time span?
Just for flavor's sake, I think Persis is spending a little time practicing, like experimenting with magic. We all got that nod from Crewfix, and so she was trying to think of ways to twist this into new useful forms. You would see her, for one thing, like on shifts off of the helm, concentrating on looking very closely at things and just trying to perceive everything about what's around her.
I like it. So she kind of spends a lot of time just trying to take things in and try to be more perceptive, I think, at all times.
Yes.
Can I have an advantage perception check from Persis?
Oh. Sure. Okay.
And if you roll high, then I'll ask for another check, give you an opportunity to take it a step further.
It's 24.
Okay. Then can I also have an insight check?
Not at advantage this time.
Not at advantage, just an insight
Yeah.
check.
Somehow rolling well. +0, that is a 19.
Okay. I'm going to hold those and let Moby... so I've got a 24 and a 19, and I'll hold those and come back to you.
Moby spends his time just tending to his basically his ulcers, his wounds on his skin. He's noticed that his drainage has increased, and sorry, trying to keep his.
There's no way I can do it without being like. Ugh. I think that's the face of every Acroid that walks by Moby while he's like they just like.
You know, the bracelet on his wrist feels tighter, whether it is or not. He just feels the sense of just like almost like claustrophobia, and so he, tends to his ulcers that are maybe a little larger, maybe there's more drainage, and in between the times where he's kind of working, kind of self-care, taking care of himself, he's just trying to figure out how to use the greaves that he has in a way that won't wake everyone up in the ship when they're trying to sleep. And he finds ways to try to fasten them to his wings so that maybe that can turn into something on the battlefield where he can use them. But he's noticed that he's disrupted a lot of sleep in the ship for the last couple of days.
Slamming on the ground, earthquaking the ship. Everybody cut to them having to repair the holes in the in the deck.
So he's been very apologetic, but trying to. Again, he's happy to be with the team and will go as far as we need to go. So he just wants to be as helpful as possible.
Yeah.
With whatever time he has.
Makes sense. Anything from Sophia? You don't
I
have
think,
to.
honestly, Sophia would just spend at least the first day taken back from Athreos giving her his lantern, and then the next day just kind of trying to understand its abilities and everything that coincides with the artifact.
Mm-hmm. And she is able to do that as shared. She kind of understands, and she also understands some of the more eerie parts of holding on to something like this, and what it might mean for the group. But maybe the benefits outweigh any of the cons. And as this is happening, going back to Persis on that second day, Persis, you notice something in the distance, maybe a little more than 200 feet out. You look out there into space. You notice like a piece of floating rock, then rubble, then debris, and then like a breastplate, kind of shiny but broken and buckled, followed by a greave, and then you start to realize there's debris, barrels, broken straps of wood, metal, and space all around you. And 200 feet out is the ruined wreckage of what was a very large vessel. A vessel that probably was twice the size of the Hammerhead, right? The strange thing is while you see all the paraphernalia and all the things, and you can see the back end of the ship in one space, way far away, and then closer around that 200 feet, the front end of the ship kind of floating there, broken in half. You don't see any bodies. It's not like when you all came into Akros and saw the return floating. And then with your insight, you're looking at fragments of the ship. You're looking at the ornamentation of the ship. You remember the ship, Persis. When you were all fighting on Akros, as it was dying, as it was being eaten by the god beyond the Nyx, that black hole, 3 ships came out of a portal close by. 2 of those ships sent Archon Eidolons to attack yours. They attacked your ship, remember, when the character, the fellow that you met, the Triton like yourself, Pythias, landed on your ship and it was attacked. But that 3rd ship, it seemed to kind of like continue on, the 2 ships following it off into the Nyx. This is definitely at least one of those ships. This is an Archon ship. This shipwreck is Arconian. It is worth noting, so kind of like as you're like kind of traveling through that, that hyper speed, if what we called it, but you're kind of dropping out of that because you got so close to it. So the ship kind of comes out of that and slows down just so you're all floating. And then suddenly everyone starts to notice it. But I think Persis is the one that's most keen and aware of what the ship actually is. But it is up to you whether you continue on or take a closer look at this, or is this just an Archon ship and not worth your time? I'll turn that over to you all to decide.
Yeah, Persis is definitely, I'd imagine it is like taking out what the bosun's whistle and having that kind of piercing, high-pitched thing go out for everyone and wait for people to assemble.
As I imagine they do.
If and when, yes. And Persis will gesture towards the wreckage, like, we've seen this ship before. That attacked us at Akros and left while the city was being consumed. I think there might be something on there that we could learn. If nothing else, it's huge. It has to contain something worthwhile, something valuable.
Probably worth a
Bart, I think you're
little
muted.
look. See?
I saw you talk. I was like, I think Bart's speaking, but
Hard thing to find out is what destroyed this ship.
Any objections to investigating?
Just hope one of those creatures isn't on it.
And as people are getting ready to do this, Persis is going to... I'm going to leave it up to a dice roll whether she's gotten it yet, but she's going to try using the new spell that she gained. That's a 3, so... she's still working on it.
So they've all agreed to investigate a bit further.
That's what it sounded like.
Is the wreckage big enough that the hammerhead can fly through it, or
Just
do
like-
we have to disembark?
It is mostly broken up enough to where you can just kind of like fly around it. You don't even have to like probably go on unless you're going in to try to find something. I imagine that you'd probably be like circling and getting closer first before you decide to disembark, unless you tell me otherwise. As you do that perimeter, like, and getting closer, are you gonna say something, Fitz?
Oh, I was just gonna offer if you guys want, I can hop on Kai and do a little looky-loo. If she's not as large as our ship is, I don't have any sense of scale.
She's between 10 and 15 feet.
Okay. So she's still nimble enough that, like...
Yeah, she's big enough. Like, if I had to pick, she's big enough to like. If you remember, you've seen the miniature of the ship. She's still big enough to just stand right on the. She takes up about 40% of that deck when she's on the ship. She seems a lot more menacing when her wings, of course, are expanded. But I would say she's the size of a little bit larger than like a Clydesdale horse walking around.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if it's easier for us to fly in, I can ask. I have to ask her. I could ask her if she wants to join me, and we could try and get in there.
And the thing is, though I have told you you need to make persuasion checks, that doesn't mean Fitz. Because I'm leaving this up to you. That doesn't mean Fitz might still be going about her normal business, like commanding Kai to do things. So the idea is that if Fitz is still doing the commands,
I'm still
it's
behaving as normal, and she's just going to react
and
different.
she's just reacting slightly differently. That's
Cool.
That's kind of the way I saw it. But unless you've kind of like already picked up on it, that's kind of like the
I doubt it.
yeah.
Fitz is...
She's like, Kai, go do this, go. And
You're
normally
my
she's
best
just like,
friend. Let's go.
boom, and she does it,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's now like, she might sit there and be like, taking a nap.
Girl, I'm taking a nap right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys...
Hey,
We
you
can
want to
go
take a
in
solo
with the
tour?
ship.
I'm proud of you.
I mean, I guess I feel emboldened. She's so big. I just want to, like, get her out now. I'm not afraid that she's gonna get, like, wiped out in one blow now. Could still happen. I don't know.
Persis
Don't make me second guess myself, Tomoon.
Tell who's all for it. Y'all scout. Let me know if there's a fight.
Yeah, I could
So
just
it's
talk
like-
into your brain. Yeah.
So you called Kai, and then
I'm gonna reach out a little bit and say to Kai, I don't think she's gonna understand me, but say, take care of Fitz, please, and give. Use 5 sorcery points, so she has 5d8 if she takes damage that can be used to negate.
you give that to Kai.
Yes.
Or you... So you notice that Kai kind of cocks her head when you say that, looks at Fitz, looks at you, and you can tell she clearly understands you.
She's a smarty pants, that one. Mhm.
And then when you give her the power, she kind of feels it. She kind of perks up, like, okay. I will say that you probably already get advantage on your persuasion check, right? No, not. There's nothing nothing that's giving you advantage on the roll, right?
If I have proficiency with it, would that be? No.
No,
I'm
yeah.
just proficient.
So I'll give you the advantage since she was given some temporary hit points by Persis. You have advantage. Roll.
You want to go for a little joyride? Do a little excursion?
Okay, roll.
14 plus 16.
Okay, so you're
30?
Yeah, so she's like kind of like rolls her eyes and like drops her wings back and gets low so Fitz can like hop up on her. Leaps off the ship when they go diving out into that space around. I want Fitz to give me an investigation check, but with advantage since Kai is helping her scout the area.
All right. Ooh, that was not good. That was a 3.
Okay.
For a total of 14. Let me do the next one. Is a 6. So total of 17.
Jeez, your investigation is high. Your modifier is insane.
I'm sorry.
So total of 17. So that gets you something to share. What you do notice as you two have disembarked the ship and have flown out is about, as you're kind of flying around the parts of the ship, you notice a section where, while you're spotting like you're spotting these strange like pieces of armor and helmets, it almost appears that like everyone on the ship, like all their clothes and everything, all their armor, just like, but the bodies just went up in smoke. They're gone, right?
Oh,
And what you do know is
this is very strange.
you did fight. You fought an Archon. I don't think you all would know the difference between the different types of Archons, but you know you had fought some kind of Archon creature on that ship, right? And you know that when they die, they just kind of burst into like light and sparkles and kind of fizzled out into radiant energy. And so if this is an Archon ship, there probably wouldn't be any bodies to all that have died. And so you kind of are able to assess that's what you're seeing. There's a lot of carnage here. And I think Fitz is able to assess that mangonel and ballista blast is what it looks like. You all have used these things. Is what most of shrapnel looks like, but most of the blast holes and things that you see are singed, so that it seems like maybe the ballistas, they had like power on them, like, you know, they had some kind of arcane energy. And then like I said, about 40 feet away from you, suddenly you see humanoid, a body, you're little, maybe a little, like a tall, slender figure, maybe close to 6 feet from what you're trying to judge, in that kind of gold and kind of bronze armor. Not nearly as tall as the things you fought on your ship, right? Those things were giants. This is a tall human, of course, but humanoid of some type, but definitely wearing that similar clad armor. And what you notice is that the figure has a helmet on, kind of like this, that you see there. And
I'm gonna relay all of this via message, because I imagine we're within 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So message to Persis. Okay. There's no bodies, just clothes. Super powerful, like, blasts. Maybe like a supercharged mangonels, but like there's also one body like 40 feet away. Do you want to come with me, or do you want me to go on my own? Check this out. And if I have to do that in multiple messages, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Does the body look dangerous?
It has a helmet on, but
And
it's
then
the
you
only
notice,
body
Fitz,
here.
that there are two other bodies, 30 feet each away from that body, a little bit larger, around the same size, maybe a little bit taller. Can you give me a perception check?
Yes. Oh, perception. That's one of my weak stats. Oh no. 13.
The figure looking at the bodies of the other two appear to be, if you had to judge, you could be wrong on this, because they all, like I said, they have those helmets on. They all seem to be stationary and still. But the two that are floating near her, the one that's close to you, I just kind of gave away, appears to be female. in terms of body structure and size and everything, the way the armor fits. And the other two seem to be a bit bulkier, and it strikes you as being male, but floating in different places. So you've actually just kind of found this patch of work where you found a few bodies. She's the closest one to you.
3 bodies.
And then the one she kind of like jerks for a minute, and you realize that the figure is breathing.
Oh, someone's breathing. I'm gonna check it out. Let's go. I'm checking it out.
Okay. Fitz, as you fly around, close the asking Kai to go in. You guys get a bit closer.
Fly as
get close enough to
non-threateningly
where
as you can, Kai.
you could easily swoop this, large woman up. She's much bigger than you are, but yeah, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she seems non-threatening.
Or do you want Kai
gonna-
to grab the body, or do you want Kai to just hold the body in her claws?
That's a good question. I think what would make most sense is if there are 3 of them, Kai gets the big ones in her claws, and I take the lady.
Okay, gets the other 2.
Yes.
Okay.
This could be a very bad choice. This is what I do.
So Kai swoops up those 2, and then the ladies on the back of the ship. And then, are you circling back and taking them back to the ship?
Is there anything else around here that I should be checking out before I do that? Is she, coming too? Oh,
she's kind of starting to move. Actually, let me make a check for each of them to see. I know she's starting to move. Let me see if the other 2 are. I'm gonna make con saves for them to see if they are moving at all. In the meantime, you all are welcome to roleplay what's happening on the ship while you all are hearing these messages.
I have found 3 bodies. I think I'm gonna bring them back, assuming they're not mean.
She found bodies. But you said one of them was moving, right?
Oh yeah, she's breathing. It's a lady, I think.
There's at least one survivor. Be ready to receive people who were hurt.
And
keep a
or
close
lockdown
eye.
Talmud
dangerous.
nods. He understands fully what your order just said. Yep. Ready to receive.
Not that kind of receive. But be careful, because we don't know what's happening with these people.
So my con save was a DC 20. One of them stays knocked out. The female starts to come to. And the minute she does, she's almost like claustrophobic. She just kind of grabs her face and does this and the mask. She grabs the mask and it just kind of folds away. Like nothing you've ever seen before. You've never seen metal do anything like this. It seems to fragment and just fold away into her armor, revealing this woman you see here. And her hair's kind of flowing into this, into this breastplate of armor, and it all seems to be highly just a step above, similar to the Archon, everything you've seen, just slightly more advanced than THEROS, but similar in its style. She coughs and she looks around, and she's inside of your air bubble now. Her eyes kind of glow with that light and then kind of sparkle, and she looks up but just says nothing. And then suddenly one of the figures starts to move and realizes it's in the grass, wakes up and just panics, and its hand goes out, and this radiant blade comes out and it just slashes at Kai to see if it hits. 26
Please
to
remain
hit Kai.
calm.
as you scream out I think that hits Kai, right? So for
What is it?
26.
Yes, that hits.
For Kai gets slashed in the chest and like the upper arm for 20 points of slashing damage plus 25 points of radiant. Kai lets the figure go. The figure kind of floats away and sprouts wings and kind of and doesn't say anything. Just it kind of looks like it wants to fight. Roll initiative. You can try to like talk it down, but right now it's it woke up and there was
humanoid?
They're humanoid. So
Can I cast calm fucking emotions, please?
you can after you roll initiative to see if you
Okay.
So it has taken its turn, but everyone
Okay,
will still roll initiative.
Everyone? Okay.
Yes.
25.
Love it. Okay.
Are we still receiving these figures?
Damn.
I'm just trying to be a good person. That's what happens when you have a fucking dragon. I know she's nice. Colin, the 5d8 negate damage that you gave me, would that work for what just happened?
Yeah, so subtract
Yeah.
subtract 40 that minus the 45 damage Sky just took.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's technically Kai's choice to use them, but I assume she would.
I mean,
I think she would. Yeah.
I think she would. Okay.
I don't care where I am. I hold my turn until after Kai reacts.
Fair.
I want to know what Kai does. I hope Kai rolled high. Does Kai go on Nikki's?
Oh
did
yeah,
Kai
do I
go
need to
on the-
roll initiative for Kai? I don't know. How does that work
Kai,
now?
Now you need to roll initiative for Kai.
Now
'cause
she's her own
she's
girl.
her own, yes.
Moby how?
Got a 1. Just
That'll
The
rock solid, man.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
the stats that I have don't show a number plus for initiative.
Just use her dex bonus.
Okay, thank you. So she's a 23.
Okay. Let me see something. Might be able to get a better view.
Don't even have to hold my action. I get to see what Kai does before me regardless. I like it.
I like more powerful Kai. She's less terrifying to play with.
Okay, so we've got like the Kai heading back to the ship when this happens. One of them is still in her claws. The other one... Actually, I just realized my overhead... So let me pull. So there is this other figure here. And a larger stance that would be find my okay, so if we're going back, let's see, to this encounter, may not be that long, but depending on what happens here. Fitz, what you got? 25, you said?
I put it in the chat. Let me see.
Sorry,
Yeah,
wait.
25.
Okay.
And Kai got a 23.
Okay.
Mal, Bart got a 19, and I also messed up the camera, the portrait order.
Oh no. Let's
No.
see. So let's move you back to Telmoon's still where he's supposed to be. So you got swapped with Sophia. Boom. Should be good. Okay, thank you. Telmoon, what'd you get? Aussie Kai got 23. Bart Moby got 6.
What did Tubman get? I put it 18. Tubman got an 18.
And you all should be at full health. Sophia.
Oh.
Sophia got
yeah,
a
'cause it's
21.
been a day.
Okay, and then Persis.
11.
And then Bart.
19.
In this
By
fight,
the way-
in this situation right now, not really going to worry about like the Barbara clan and your boy is still with you, Medios and all of them and the rest of the group. We'll just at least for now.
One thing I wanted to say too, I'm supposed to choose a physical damage type that I'm resistant to at dawn.
Mm-hmm.
I think the natural one I would Bart would end up choosing would be bludgeoning.
Makes sense. Okay. And so Fitz, you are top of the round, so you're gonna do calm emotions.
Calm emotions. I need a charisma 18 save, or they can choose to fail it if they want. Please. I'm so sorry. We're just trying to help.
Let me see.
This is a nice dragon. She's
What do I need to hit?
Charisma save 18.
18. Let's see. It's the... Got a 17. So the figure kind of slows down. You see these like spectral wings sprout out of his back, almost like 4 wings, 2 large wings, two smaller wings on the bottom. That kind of like radiant, blazing blade with the palm handle, similar to like a gladius, a bit longer than it should be. And his helmet folds back so you can kind of see his face, and it's kind of a palish blue figure with no kind of facial hair or anything. And calms down, but he says, "Oh," he speaks in a language like, now, like saying something almost like, and he's like beckoning, like, I don't know if you, yeah.
I speak Common, Minotaur, and Sylvan.
This doesn't mean anything to Fitz.
That is, it's nothing. I don't know what you're saying, but like, we're just trying to be nice. We're nice. I'm really sorry. We're just carrying you to our ship.
Roll a d6 for me.
A 6.
Okay. Kai holds it together because that. Because does calm emotion hit Kai too? Is it like an area?
It's it is a 20-foot radius sphere.
Oh, so it would have hit Kai. So then Kai you'd have made a check
but
for
it's
Kai.
technically it's only humanoid.
Humanoid. So then it wouldn't count for Kai. So she would just So Kai held it together because there's a chance she could have just like roasted this dude or gone crazy.
Oh God.
But
Sorry,
because
Kai.
her her upper arm is like cut and slashed by this, and she kind of growls. You can see her jowls like heat up. And he's just kind of like holding his ground. And the other figure has not woken up yet, but so you and him are just kind of like trying to talk to each other, and he doesn't seem to be understanding you. He's calmed down enough, so the spell is definitely taking effect for him to like try to figure out what's going on. But yeah,
and that would be my action, so I can't really do
So you've
the
got him.
other spell where he could understand me.
Yeah, you've got him where he's kind of giving up the rest of his turn. If he had any more actions left, he's just kind of in a stasis of like just listening,
Wow,
trying to
I feel really
understand you.
bad.
So then after, so is Kai doing anything? And then if not, then I think we move to Sophia, right?
Yeah, I think Kai's not doing anything. Just holding her shit together.
Okay, then Sophia.
I don't think she's gonna do much either. I mean, it seems to got a handle on it. I guess she would like maybe prepare a spare the dying on one of these entities so they don't completely burst into flames. If they are what we fought before, that's about it.
Okay. Sophia does that. Before we move to Bartholomew, when we move to Bart, then you are up.
Kind of same thing as Sophia. Just waiting out on the side, seeing how this is playing out, how this is gonna play out.
Okay, so holding an action. Okay, so Bartholomew holds. Suddenly, the other figure in the other arm of Fitz, the body just begins to radiate. The figure like wakes up and grabs onto, twists the arm on Kai, and just radiant energy just comes out of this thing, bursting out, emitting within a 10-foot radius, hitting both Fitz, the figure you're holding, the dragon. All of you need to give me a dexterity save, which the one you're holding will automatically fail. You will have, and everyone else will have a disadvantage on this because it's so close. Kai's literally holding.
Jeez. I'm so sorry, Kai. Okay. I got a dirty 21, but Kai got a nat 20, and I don't know what her plus is.
For dexterity.
That's what he is fun.
So a
I'll take
nat
her
20
So
plus
she'll pass.
10.
Yeah, she'll pass. So
Yeah.
then she'll take so she'll take 15. So she would take half of the. She would pass. So she'd take half of the fire damage. But she's probably resistant to fire, so she'd take half of that.
She is.
And then
Actually, she's immune to fire.
immune to fire, so she takes none of that 15. If you passed, the pass would be 23 dexterity save. Fail is taking a full.
Okay, I fail.
15 fire damage, and then roll pretty low, and 11 radiant damage after that. So a total, if you just add them up, a total of 26 damage. So the dragon will take only 11. The figure, she takes, boom, she blasts, and then it kind of like snaps her out of it, and she kind of wakes up. The radiant, yes, she's taking that damage, but she wakes up and she looks back, and she looks at you, and she just immediately like says something, like kind of like grabs you and like looks at them and goes, oh, like saying something in another language that's not making any sense to you. And then and what do you understand? What are your languages?
Common, Minotaur, and Sylvan.
Okay. So you get the feeling she starts to talk in other languages, like she's trying to like change them to get something to connect, but it hasn't made
Hello?
it yet.
I'm sorry.
So she spends her action just trying to like talk to you. The figure, after it blasts and Kai lets go, this is making Kai fucking upset. Can you make a persuasion check to
D6?
hold on to Kai?
Okay.
Before the D6.
Okay, that's a 30.
Okay. 14 plus Jesse tells that Kai got a 28. And held it together. And so as Kai is holding it, this figure kind of floats away from you all and kind of pulls his body out really strong. The entire body is radiating. The wings are a bit bigger than the other figure. They both kind of go into attack stance, and this one like kind of a spear just begins to like materialize like a glaive in that figure's hand, and kind of lowers it ready to fight, and stops there. Can I have a insight check from? I'll take disadvantage from everyone, but I'll take a regular insight check from Fitz.
17.
Okay.
15.
That's a
13.
no from me.
That's a 4, my guy.
Okay.
Oh no.
So Bart's looking out, and Bart's starting to realize, and even Fitz is looking, and what you're realizing, you're like, she's the way she's pleading with you, and the way you're seeing the body language, Bart, you're like, they see those other two archons seem like they not only are they in a sense of fight, like defense, but they don't want Fitz taking the figure that she has, this woman, whoever she is. And Fitz, you notice a bit that the way she's pleading with you is that she's pointing them like, no, they're not with her.
Oh shoot! Okay.
And with that, we're on Telmoon's turn, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Idea. What did Telmo pick up with the 4?
Just everything I've shared. What you're just seeing is just all chaos break loose. Fitz went out there. You see these two angelic phones. All of you know that these appear to be archons. And I remember the last time you fought archons twice in your entire life. I'll give you this, and one was the big giants on the ship. Before that, when you all were way back before you had gotten so high, mighty, and powerful, and that one that was flying on the big creature, on the big bird. That one was it was like a normal human size, very big person, but not giant. The ones you fought on the ship were like almost like spirits. They were smoky inside of their armor. The armor was just floating. These are bodies. These are humanoids. They're mortals of some type. I mean, like, think like they bleed. But you remember them being powerful, and you can see it from these things. If you need me to zoom in or anything, but basically you're about, I'm going to estimate, say about 50 feet from the ship, from where Fitz is on the ship. Telmoon, you're right there. I can also, there is so we're kind of pushing on the ship. We've got something got
bonus
moved.
action ancestral guidance. Oh no,
We got moved.
Bonus
We
action
got a behind the
ancestral
scenes.
guidance is a standard. So Telmoon's going Super Saiyan. DM, is there anything from my friends that's telling me not to chain lightning these people right now?
I don't think so.
I would say Fitz is trying desperately to gesture kindness to this person that she's got, but that's all I'm doing. Making that little heart symbol, like.
Hey, DM, how well does
we're
Telmoon
good.
understand Fitz sign language? I've been traveling with her for like 6 months.
I'll give you that. You guys have been with each other long enough, so I'll give you whatever you decide that you do here is on. Yeah. So.
I will hold my chain action for tomfoolery. If I see any more tomfoolery from anybody with wings, chain lightning goes off.
Oh man. Legendary. The figure teleports behind Fitz onto Kai, or like onto the saddle, and grabs the female figure So you now like
Am I-
essentially
Is it contested? Like, am I allowed to contest that in any way?
You can give me a athletics check against.
Hey, DL,
Oh God.
that feels mighty like tomfoolery.
To me? To what I just did?
I need all 3 Archons to make deck saves.
All 3? You gonna check your chain lightning?
That's the chain part of the lightning.
Okay. One makes a deck saves.
Deck saves 21.
That is a fail from the one that is. Oh, I'm sorry. I used the wrong one that teleported. It doesn't really matter. I'll move it. So I'll just swap them. But the one that originally cut and backed away is out, and then the one that the last one that did the like blast out of his body, that was the one that used that legendary action to teleport in. But the first one failed. The one that just teleported, let me make that roll. They don't have good to tell. That's really surprising that they don't have good dexterity saves. You have wings. 21 on that one.
Hit, bro. They like owls, bro.
Yeah, and
hey,
then
that one passes.
And then I'm gonna give disadvantage to the one.
Is it a bad guy?
Yeah, it's the bad one. And then the female that's kind of damn near unconscious just came to. I'm gonna give her disadvantage. She gets a 22 and a 18.
All right. Well, the quick one takes 25 damage.
Okay, 25.
The other 2 take 50.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's chain lightning.
Yep.
Oh God.
So you see her like she's holding onto you.
I'm sorry. It's fine. We'll keep it at 25-50. I forgot to roll a couple dice, but we ain't trying to kill
No,
them.
go for it if you want to up them.
No.
All right, let's make that 32 and 65.
Just tell me the difference because I already added the damage. So if you can tell me what else.
So 25 to 32 is a 7-point difference. The
okay.
50 to 65 is a 15-point difference.
Okay, so the one that's on the saddle takes how much more?
15 more.
Okay. Take your word
And
for it. You're good at math. You're good at math.
The
So
real
I trust
fast
you.
one.
And
The real fast one only took 7 more.
7 more. Okay. And then 15 to the other one. As they get as they kind of like
All
take
1 damage instance though. she only went down once.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's tell Moon.
Let's tell Moon. Persis is up.
Okay. Persis also did not grasp what was going on here. But not going to instant death, Persis walks over to like the beam of the ship and yells out to them, I think just look at this and I think it will change your mind, and cast Hypnotic Pattern
Okay.
on that area.
Nice.
Beautiful.
So strange lights begin to appear, shifting around in a cube. Hopefully they will fit all the way around them, a 30 feet cube. Kai and Fitz also have to make the save.
Okay.
Yeah,
What kind of save is
Wisdom
this?
save.
Oh, my
19,
specialty.
please.
I fail?
Cool.
Let's see.
What do we need?
Kai-
What did they need to make again? Sorry.
A wisdom save?
Wisdom save. Okay. The one that's on the dragon hits a 25.
Stop it.
Succeeds.
One that is the quick one hits a 24.
Oh God!
The one
Am I going to be the only one?
and a
The
third,
fun
and
part
the
is-
female hits a 30. The girl hits a 30.
The fun question is, did Kai pass?
Yes.
Kai got a 26.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
So,
So
these-
I got a 13.
So only Vince.
Only Fitz. I am allowed to stop concentrating without an action, right?
Anytime, yeah.
Yeah. So
You see like the swirls in my eyes, and I'm like, ooh.
yeah, Persis just face palms and drops the spell.
Sorry.
That's my turn.
Your turn. Moby, you are up.
Moby, you got this.
Moby.
He's got his new boots laced on right.
Yeah. Moby is on the. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm going to kind of float in to the action.
To jump, leap off the ship and going in. Where do you want to be? Where do you want me to put you? If you can kind of see,
kind of behind.
If I get a wide shot of this whole thing, right? Or Moby, where are you
I mean,
trying
probably
to...
behind Kai, in case, I don't know, not like directly behind, but like if there's a, I want to be.
When I move terrain, that's just because it's all floating in space, so it's all relative.
Yeah.
So the things might shift a little bit. Terrain might shift.
I'm gonna try. Well, I'll
You see where I put you? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to help by hitting that creature that was on top of Kai on the saddle.
Okay. So he's trying to wrestle the figure away from Fitz without much. Did we do the athletic checks there? Oh no, I think we just got hit. Yeah,
no,
we did this because
Tomoon shot him with lightning.
Okay, we'll wait till next turn then. That makes sense.
Okay.
He let go. He let go for now.
Lord have mercy. Does 18 hit?
Let's see. The one that's on 18 does not hit. So your arrow flies by as he like moves and looks over at you like has the helmet on so you can't see any of the features, but kind of almost like Mandalorian meets Centurion, Greek armored being with wings, with spectral wings.
My second attack did hit was 18 as well.
It just misses.
I just start shouting at it. I don't know, telling it how ugly its wings are, and that's all I can do. Jesus.
So
what language are you using, Moby?
Yeah. Does anyone else know another language?
You speak the same language as Vince.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Let me see.
Bart knows Primordial.
Same.
Y'all in all four of those.
There we go.
I'm guessing it's not Primordial though.
I'm guessing it's probably a celestial, maybe.
So top of the round, the Archon who you're trying to, I guess, take and protect here, grabs Fitz and like kind of pushes her back as the other one kind of swings at you, and she grabs his arm and hisses, and when she does, from her breastplate, it's like a little like cross, this little like a dagger clips off of it and like floats out, and the blade, she seems to be commanding the blade like with her mind. The blade is like flying around him, and it flies towards him, attacking. So she makes the attack she hits him, doing, and this is a small like dagger blade, doing 10 points slashing plus 15 points of radiant. So he takes the radiant plus half of the other. She does it again, hitting him again, doing another 10 points of slashing. That's cut in half already. And then she does one more. Sorry, no, she doesn't do one more. And then just the half of the radiant. Sorry. Or not just the radiant, whatever the radiant was. So he also takes another 29.
She can do one more.
She's out. That's it. So
okay.
she's like, they're fighting. And she goes, please help me. Like almost like that. Is that the link?
Yes.
Help me. And continues fighting.
Helping.
Fitz, you're up. Actually,
Great.
Fitz, before, since she goes top of the round, he can take a legendary, which will be to just teleport off. No, he won't take the legendary because he needs to actually be able to try to grab her. So yeah, nothing there. So Fitz, you are up.
Okay. Well, since she can understand me, that changes my plan. Shoot. Sorry.
We've got 30 seconds. I'll give you a minute.
Okay. I mean, I want to psychic lance this guy.
Okay.
I think.
That's a save, right? Or is
That's
that
an
what
intelligence save of 18.
So the save. $22.
Well, he'll take half as much.
Smart.
Um, 10, 20. 32 total.
32.
So then split that since he's
Yep.
16.
Does a lot of It's a lot of damage to him.
And
And
he's
describe
not
what the psychic lance.
incapacitated.
No.
The way Fitz's lance works, she like reaches into almost like the Nyx itself, and then gets like a starry spear, and it just shoots like a shooting star at him.
Yeah. As it kind of goes through his chest. And he kind of like is shocked at how strong that was as he shakes it off.
Psychic
and
damage, if that does anything.
Psychic damage. Yeah.
Okay. And I am going to, as a bonus action.
And he looks at her and he says, and he mimics, because he just heard her speak to you, and then he mimics the language, and he immediately speaks it, and you understand it. And he goes to her, not to you, Fitz, but your father would be ashamed of you.
Oh. Bitch, please.
Fitz got anything, or are we moving on?
I'm gonna turn to that guy and be like, please, as if your own parents aren't ashamed of you, in unsettling words. We're gonna take a D12 off of the next saving throw.
Okay.
You know, you man I don't know. We're all ashamed.
He angered. This time he tries to grab at her again. Her little blade is flying all around. He legendary action here, as I need another dexterity save, DC 23. Fires off fire and radiant damage within a 20-foot radius. Kai has to take it as well. The Archon, she will try to take a dexterity save as well.
You need a save.
These are also all a disadvantage at this. If they're disadvantaged because of like you're all in the same.
Okay. Dex saves for me and Kai.
Yep. 23s. Yeah, that's what they need to be.
Okay, I fail. With a 13. And Kai probably succeeds with a 16 on the die plus 10.
Okay, yeah.
26.
So then it would have been, and Kai takes no fire damage.
Right.
So it would have been 20 fire damage. So Kai takes none of that. You would take, if you missed all of that, and so with the
Okay.
other, she gets hit by the fire damage because she's not immune to it. And then there's another. I have to reroll it again because I missed it somewhere. So 15 radiant damage. Kai would take the radiant damage or take half of it if
Okay.
Kai passed, which would be half for Kai. Yep, 15 radiant damage and then 15 for her. Let's see. Yeah, so that's what's happened there. As he like lets off another solar like kind of flare come off of his body, and then he lets go of his blade and it begins to fly. It begins to float as well, and like away from him. So his hands are free to kind of grab at her. But now we move to Sophia.
How far out are the ones going after Fitz and the other?
Also, I didn't
Archon?
say. Also, at the end of the last turn, I will say, like, without giving them, I should have told you all this. I forgot. I was saying I don't need to give them initiatives, but you could at the end of the turn, which I didn't do. You all can fire your. So I'll allow you to basically after Troy's turn, if anybody wants to fire like the ballista or the mangonel. The problem with it is it's a really tough shot, unless you're shooting at the one that's not on. You know, I think it's a really tough shot to fire a mangonel or a ballista at something that's on without a chance of hitting Kai. So I will say maybe that's why they didn't do it narratively. But just say you do have access to your other folks if you want to use them at the end of the round.
Just hit everybody. We got heal.
But yeah, go
True.
back to you, Sophia.
So how far away are the Archons or whatever the creature is chasing Fitz, like the big one that's been hitting them?
The big one that's been hitting them is on the dragon, on top of
Okay.
Kai. The other one hasn't made another action since last turn and is standing right here.
And how far away from the ship are they, would you say?
You know, right here on the ship. Bard. Oh, sorry. I'm all in the way. Sorry. Bard, Delmoon. And then this is about, so you're like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 40 feet. I said 50 before, but so it looks like... it's actually about 50. So it's about 50 feet away from your position to where Kai and Fitz and everyone else is.
All right. And I'm assuming the other one is further away than that.
The other one is about 10 more feet away, so 60 feet for this one.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
I need both of them to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay, that's what
I am going to do hold pursing
they're pretty good at. But...
at 3rd level.
So the one on top takes on Kai, rolled low and got a 16 by rolling a 2.
Definitely a fail.
And the other one gets a 30. And then,
That's quite the spread.
Oh, bitch. Well, one of them's frozen, can't do jack shit.
You lock that one up and hold it for the round. Okay. Oh my goodness, am I? Oh, I actually haven't hit with those yet. Okay, that makes sense. Did I? Actually, I did hit Kai once with the blade. Kai would take an extra, right now, 29 points of radiant damage because of the Archon. They're almost like angelic weapons. That's just the extra damage from each slice of that weapon. That said, I also have to apply that to myself because she cut him twice. So he took a shit ton of damage more as well from because that was damage I just forgot to give in the last round. So the one that's on the ship that's being held, he looks pretty messed up. He's bloodied and bruised up. This one's looking pretty good. That's how it looks right now. For Sophia. Sophia, is that anything else? Is it your turn? You held him.
No, that was my action. That's all I can
That's
do.
just good.
Photo sections are shit.
All right, so then the one. This one flies over
Which one's frozen, Mel?
the one that's on top of the dragon.
Dope.
I will. That one will rush in and make a strike against Fitz with its great sword for 19.
That just hits.
Doing 20 slashing. Oh, I actually did not miss it last. So plus 26 radiant.
So 20 and 26?
20 and 26. And then with this next action, it will try to grapple at the female Archon that you're trying to protect for a 17. Fitz, give me a d20 roll and I'll add her strength to this. Or her athleticism, or her acrobatics, whichever one is better. It's going to be her strength. So you get. I'm just going to put it on you. Yeah, you give me the roll, and I'll add the modifier and tell you if you beat the strength 17. If you get higher than 17, then you beat it.
I got a 6.
Oh, 6. Close, but he grabs her, grapples her, and then continues flying, so snatching her off. He starts to speed away. If I could pull out, he's gonna fly away directly from Fitz, 100 feet. So now he's about 150 feet away from the ship, from a wide stance. He's like, even though this is not exact, but he'd be farther than that if we had more space on the board. But he just grabs her and is just zooming away, like from you all. So, and it happens so quick, almost like boom, just bamps and just takes off. That's the end of his turn. Bart, you're up.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did we hear on the ship her calling for help?
That's a good question. Can you give me a disadvantaged perception check? And anyone who's asking for the same thing would do the same
Well, this
thing.
is my thing. I didn't expect that I heard her. I expect I saw her try to block that attack that she tried to block for.
Oh, yeah, you know, fair enough. I wouldn't make it. Yeah, so then you just see the fight happening. It clearly looks like they're taking it. Doesn't look like she's fighting back. So yes, I think that you're good point, Telmoon. It'd be pretty clear. No check.
Okay. I'd like to do something stupid.
Okay, of course you would.
Wrong token.
Yeah. The one on the ship is really messed up. The other one still has some decent hit points. Do what you gotta. What do you want to do?
Okay. Bart would head over to the mangonel, and he would get onto it.
Okay. Okay.
And
mangonel or the ballista? The mangonel. He's gonna fall. He's gonna launch the.
He is getting
getting
on the mangonel.
And he's sending the guy.
Nick, we don't have enough NPCs for you, my man.
No Acrons have taken a turn. Could this be a held action to fire?
They were treated. Yeah, I'm gonna allow it if it's this ridiculous that by the last turn you were calling them to go over there. Mm-hmm. So there's like 3. Because, Bear Clan is over there, Medios is over there, and you and another. Actually, there's already. So there's 3 that could, set up the action, and it would technically be a held action. So you could either you could basically be holding it to the end of the turn. Because that would be more realistic. Yeah, you'd be, hopping in on your turn, getting ready, and then they're going to fire you over. by the end of this turn. That would still give the other guy's held still. On a hold action, he can try to break right at the end of his turn.
Yeah.
Just he uses his action to break, so that would leave Telmoon and Persis, and then we'd be going, and then you would launch. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So then, starting from Bartholomew, the Solar tries to break, or the Archon tries to break. What do I need to break? Wisdom?
Against the whole person?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's gonna pass it with a +14. I rolled a 16, so was it 30?
Fuck off.
So he kind of breaks out of it, but that's his turn. Telmoon is up, and then Persis, and then the firing. And then we'll probably. I know we've been playing for a while. We'll take a break.
Is that I have a good move, but it limits the stupidity, and I'm not about that life. So what we're going to do instead is just continue to throw hands.
Okay.
So the guy that just got the dude that just got free, we're gonna need an intelligence save from him.
Yep.
The one that's still on Kai's back.
Didn't I put
he nat one? So for intelligence, even with his intelligence still high, it'd be a 14, it'd be a 15.
Yep, that's not enough.
Okay.
How does this work? 5, 6, 7. +1. All right. Oh, I did the dice at this level. Too many. Roll. Yeah, let's empower that. Spend that. All right, he takes 40 psychic damage and is incapacitated.
He's also dead. As
He's incapacitated for life.
As he bursts, he bursts into like showers of light, and then begins to materialize with a small amount of hit points, like the Archons you've seen do before. They like get this like second burst of life, but you killed him.
So is that second burst incapacitated?
It counts as a new form, so I say no. It's almost like he's reforming back. Yep. So, but it's not as high amount. Basically, it's kind of like when a creature gets a few hit points back. So if you hit him again, likely he'll go down, but he's still alive. Kind of like when orcs stay on. Oh, you're
muted,
Jason.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action firebolt this dude with the quickest spell.
Okay.
We're gonna just roll one of these and see if that works. That would be a 28 to hit.
That hits.
And I'm gonna transmute this back to lightning because these look like firebirds to me. So we just gonna spend all the sorcery points today. There's gonna be a lightning bolt. No, not a lightning. Is lightning bolt? That's a Pokemon move. That's not a 5e spell. Lightning bolt works just fine. Let's see, 4d10. We just gonna roll it in here. That's 21 lightning damage.
Okay. I puts him back down. He didn't roll very well on his recoup power. As he bursts into light again from that second blast, it just begins to like peel away. Still nothing but his helmet and his chest breastplate and his armor just floats away.
Just the nonchalant double tap. We out here. Let the stupidity proceed.
This puts us at Persis. Persis, I don't know if you got something for that range. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, unfortunately, magic means some ridiculous range sometimes.
Yep.
As Persis is already at the beam and holds out the hand and activates some of the power of the gauntlets that she has.
All right.
And the hand of the mighty servant appears 120 feet away.
Oh, wow.
Towards them and shoots out even further to meet. Because I assume 180 feet is enough.
Yeah, that's enough to do it. That's enough to do
Yeah.
it. So they're like right here. Persis, you see yourself, that blue figure right there next to Telmoon.
Yeah.
Boom. That's the
boom. Yeah, and it's going to try to grab the Archon that's fleeing.
Okay.
So it needs a strength check against the servant's strength,
Oh, that's gonna be trouble. Yeah, this isn't.
which should be at advantage because it's medium, right?
Yep, it's medium creature.
Mhm.
No, he got a 13. Not bad.
Okay. Yeah, my dice roll beats it. Yeah. So yeah, he is restrained.
As you like begin to like pull him back in with this, like imagine like the spectral fist. This other one has just died, so it's enough moment for you kind of to free up some moments. I mean, like to where you can kind of roleplay with your joints. He's like struggling to break free. I know he can probably try to break every 6 seconds, but I'm going to take this as enough chance for you to start to pull him in and break our rounds for a moment to say what's everyone kind of doing. What like if we were to jump in
before you break rounds, we need to know if stupidity still goes on.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
this is very true.
Don't break rounds yet.
Bart,
So,
you're
yeah.
seeing this, you're seeing the spectral fist, because you're aiming for it. You're telling the guys, because you're like telling them when to pull, They're like, really? Bart, are you sure? Bear Clan is like, are you sure? Are you sure?
We're all like, are you sure?
I'm gonna roll one wisdom.
Oh
one
my
wisdom.
gosh.
Do it, man!
They just look at each other like, why?
Better him than me.
And he just, you see Bart just go flung through space. Bart, make a like as you would a Magnell check against that. And if you succeed, the way it'll work is pretty much you make a normal check. Because the +5, right? If you hit the armor, then you land right there. And then as you smash into them, I'll allow you to do the damage that you would have done off of like one of your whatever you're using to stab. It's like, are you trying to like stab him or attack him as you kind of come flying in? What's the play? Yeah, what's the?
It was more of an intercept, like exactly what Persis did with summon the gauntlet to grab him. That was what.
Do you want to take her from him? Is that because now that they both were probably trapped by the fist? But
yeah, that was the plan, was to separate them.
If you hit, then I will allow you. You gotta hit his AC.
Okay.
I'll allow you to make an athletics check to snatch her out of the fist of the mighty servant. Is there a strength?
Right.
Is there a strength? No, there's probably no strength to this. I'd have to arbitrarily create a DC for this for you to snatch her out, which will probably be strong since the mighty servant is so powerful. Yeah, but go ahead and make your. Let's see, make your.
I'm gonna roll it. First the hit +5. That's a 9.
So, whoa! You see him go flying, and it's like, no. Barricade is like, no, pivot, turn, and it's too late. It's like, you see, you're going wide instead of landing like on target. Here, he's cooking. He's off. He's going into space over there.
That is my nightmare.
As this is happening, we're watching Bart being like kind of shot away. Suddenly, you all start to kind of feel the sense of dread as you see this dark cloud rolling in the direction that Bart is flying. And then suddenly the dark cloud it's rolling in rapidly. And then Bart just stops in the middle of where he's flying. And from the dark, two hands just outwards, hovering right where Bart's chest is. And then you start to see Ashiok materialize as the dread begins to overcome you all. And just seeing her, you've never felt this kind of feeling before. And so I need you to make wisdom saves, all of you, and tell me what you get.
Not enough is the answer.
Natural 20.
Nice. So you in all of this, staring directly into Ashiok's smoky face, where you can't even see the top of their face, just the bottom that just goes into horns. You stand defiant, being compelled, and ready to fight, almost like it's making you angry that they would even show up in this moment. What did everyone else get?
Is this being frightened?
Yes, for fear.
Still gonna fail.
Kai got a 29. Fitz got a nat 20.
Okay, nice. It's got a nat
30
20.
for Sophia.
Kai got a what?
29.
Oh, so Kai's not taking it either. Anyone else for Sophia?
30.
30, okay.
17.
Okay. Moby?
That's a solid 9.
Tell Moon?
5.
Tell Moon, Moby, Persis, roll a d6 for me. This is a different type of fear.
No. Oh, D6.
6? That's better, right? I is better.
We can only hope.
Oh, what's happening?
3.
3. Okay, Moby. On just regular d6, what'd you get? 5? You said 5? Eddie in mind is 5? Or no?
No.
Okay.
Sorry. That's a 2.
Okay. Moby, you're shaken. You're so shaken that you suffer 2 levels of exhaustion. You are disadvantaged to ability checks, and your speed is halved.
Did I just die?
What'd you get? Yes. So who got 5 or 4?
I got
I know. Persis, what'd you get?
Persis got a 3.
Persis got 3. Persis, you begin to pant. You're panting. You're so tired from this, and as it feels this oppressive weight, you suffer 3 levels of exhaustion. Disadvantage to ability checks. Your speed is half. Disadvantage to saving throws.
Yeah.
Tell Moon, you
rolled
rolled a
high.
6.
It's not good.
Tell Moon, you have 5 levels of exhaustion. Anyone within 30 feet of you that failed, which is Persis, it is not Moby, but Persis. Persis' level goes up 1, so Persis goes from panting to pale in the face, and Persis goes up 1 more, so now your hit points are halved. Tell Moon, you roll 1 more time. If you roll a 1, you go to 0 hit points. You did not.
What'd you roll? Is that something I can silvery barbs, or does it have to be a d20 roll?
It's not a d20 roll. Tell Moon is 0. He goes down. And she begins to materialize, and these tentacles begin to rise out of the clouds. We'll take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back.
Oh my
and
god!
begin there.
I just wanted to help the people in the wreckage!
I'll leave that.
I bet Bart's gonna go 1v1 now.
You can do this, Bart. We're counting on you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do on the ship, so hold her at bay for me.
Oh god.
I gotta make sure fucking Tell Moon don't fucking die.
Just a heads up, Sophia. My max hit points is 64 right now.
I'm only gonna give you 70, so deal with it.
I was letting you know, don't do like any upcasting, because I can only go to 64.
No, I'm literally just gonna cast heal on you, because
I also
would
can't
greater...
move. Greater? Yeah.
Would greater restoration get rid of that?
it would get rid of a level.
Yeah.
He gets rid of 1 level of exhaustion.
Just 1 level?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass to get rid of exhaustion.
Yep. That's cool. I can sleep for a week, right?
No.
Fine.
Okay.
Y'all don't need me.
Because with the wish spell, I can do greater restoration on 20 people. I can like bring us all up to full.
I mean, if it's a wish spell, now my throw
we
some,
talked.
like...
We already talked about the limitations, so I can only do the first 4 bullet points of the spell, and one of them is, where is it? You allow up to 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points and all effects on them described in the Greater Restoration spell. And I'm also looking really rough right now, so it might be beneficial. I don't know how rough everyone else
should be
is.
charmed, petrified.
This,
One effect reducing the target's max hit point maximum.
yeah.
So that would probably be good, yes? Hopefully,
Yeah, I
yes?
mean, in theory,
Yeah.
it would boost. It would make it to where Perseus's hit point maximum would go back up
That'd be nice.
as well.
Yeah.
If you can... I mean, that means I can't do anything else with my turn, but it would...
I think
would be
we
huge.
need something like that. It
I think
also
yeah.
also our new friendo isn't looking that great either.
Right, I could help her too, and that would be like a sign of good faith.
She's
Also-
fine.
Yeah.
She only took 1 lightning bolt.
But we
And
don't know.
also,
She
like,
was like unconscious when we got there,
Yeah,
so I don't
was
know where
surprised
she
was still up after taking that chain
Yeah.
lightning.
I was like, you just killed her. That's what I thought.
I was like, she's fighting? Okay, cool. She's strong.
Yeah.
She's strong. Yeah, that would be a lot. That would make Sophia obsolete. We no longer need
No,
Sophia
no,
as a
no.
healer.
That's
Nope.
not the point.
Nope,
That's not the
would,
point.
That would fully make Sophia.
That's
Sophia, you
very
can go
rude.
home.
We love
don't need you
Sophia.
anymore. Feel free to go home, Sophia.
Stop that.
We don't need you anymore.
Okay,
I
let's
can't
go.
believe. Don't listen to him.
Hey, round 2 Magnella. This time, we're super shotting it.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's fucking hilarious. What a great image.
Yeah, that was my question. Like, did Proximo stop? Is there an inertia factor here?
I feel like
she stopped.
if you're
Prox-
around,
she stopped Bart,
Like in
Oh, yeah.
his hand, in her hand,
like
Stop
right
her?
in front of her. She just like he just
Yeah, like hands on
floating.
chest.
Yeah,
I
hands
just
on
want to know
chest.
who decided to put Shaquille fucking Neal in the aiming of the Magnella. All right.
Oh my god.
That dude needs to be hopped in the basket and fired now.
Because the other option was just to bring the Archon back to the ship. Because I could have done that instead of shooting the Archon. I could have just brought her back. I didn't need to. But you had already loaded yourself into the Mega Nail, and I was like,
I did.
I thought about letting you shoot yourself and then bringing her back to the ship. Just be like, you're good for her.
Oh, this is good though.
This is,
Nah. I thought we were gonna fight this bitch in the underworld, not here. Damn it.
Yeah.
yeah, I also thought we were going to fight her in the underworld. It's all good, though. Who needs a Taraxes when you're fighting a main boss? I didn't
A
use
planewalker? Yeah.
I didn't
we
use
do.
all of my bard spells. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
no.
fucking around because I thought we were fighting Archons. I was using all my good spells.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even come up to her ankle. Oh, no.
No. Dang. Look at them. It's
Oh.
different.
Oh god.
Different.
Yeah.
I'm like anxious vomit right now. My god.
Oh yeah.
It's all right.
This is
She can,
happening.
she can take me to hell. We'll be all right. Y'all enjoy it.
This is not Bard stock, man. This is not the pleasure you want. This is
I choose,
Hellraiser.
I choose pleasure. If you're
Yeah, and I
watching
bet
this,
Pinhead
Renee,
would give you the
there's
best.
only one answer, Renee. I choose pleasure. I know why we miss you, buddy.
I
if
don't
you
even know
watch
what to do. I have no fucking clue.
it. My choice is
just sunburst that area. Just say fuck it.
Well, see, I can't do anything to these Archons because radiant damage, and They're probably resistant.
One of them's dead.
Awesome.
That's true.
But the one that has legendary actions is like GT and FO with our like
Didn't one
friend.
die and then pop right back? Is it
Mhm.
dead again?
Oh, I killed
or
that.
it's
I killed
just
that one again. No, I killed that one again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Talmoon double tapped them.
Thank God.
The other one that was running away got captured by Perseus's mighty servant's hand.
What does the mighty servant hand do? It just holds it, or can it reel him
I
in?
think it's kind of like Big B's hand.
Yeah, it's slowly reeling them in. At the
Yeah,
moment.
Okay,
it probably
good.
has like 60 feet of movement per turn or some nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounded like he cast it at 120 and then moved it to 180.
What I'm hoping, guys, is that I'm hoping that Ashiok's gonna be doing necrotic damage because I do have resistance now.
You hope, and it's not
Yeah.
psychic.
If it's psychic, then Bard's done. He's beyond help.
I doubt she's gonna do. She might do a little necrotic, but if I had to put money on it, it's all psychic. Just her presence is fucking with all our minds and shit.
True.
I genuinely have no fucking clue what to even do, like spell wise, because healing you guys ain't gonna do much since half of
If
you
I-
are stuck with like half your
Yeah.
HP.
Nah, I'm just gonna take a nap. I think that's the right move. Nap time.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
digging through all my spells too.
The wish to get us healed up.
It'll bring us all back and help a little bit with your guys' ailments.
I mean, if y'all can get her be a little bit closer, like she just
I mean-
unreasonably far away right
I can cast like greater restoration on the people on the ship, but
Mhm.
that's gonna be a turn
Yeah.
Right.
For one.
for
For
yeah,
one
just for
person.
one level. And if I have a feeling Mao's really sadistic right now, he's gonna kill us with exhaustion.
Yeah.
I was
That's why
pretty
I'm
sure that I was
trying-
gonna die.
What the fuck are you doing?
We don't need this. Hey, maybe it is that type of party. Troy,
No, it's
Bard
not.
stock all day. Let's go.
Now, this combat does not need.
We were gonna go
Hentai.
to the underworld.
Hey, Theros
We were
After Dark
actually
is
on track.
exactly what we were ready for. Let's go.
This is not HBO back in the 90s, all right?
You guys are cracking me up. This is great.
Taxi cab confessions.
All right, 2 minutes. All right.
How does these videos not get demonetized?
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm just.
So do we have a plan? I guess that's a no.
Hey, bruh, I'm not in position to plan at the moment. So y'all plan, and then let me know if we got a plan later.
All I'll say is that Bart will be there. We'll be right up there.
So you're saying fireball?
I'm saying, do what the fuck you guys need to do to live.
There's a problem with that here, Nick. You just yeeted yourself unintentionally to a boss.
Yep.
We're gonna try and save you. That's the problem right there. And the boss showed up for no fucking reason.
There's always the chance that the boss was just watching us
Fucker.
and just decided, okay, that's enough.
What? The dragon got upgraded and fuck these guys. No. Ashok's a bitch. This fight should be in the underworld 100%. There is one thing we could do, but it's the dumbest thing this group can do.
I don't know. I think we can do dumber.
No, because it's a one-way ticket of like just screwing our chances in the underworld. And that's just forming the mighty servant right fucking now.
I mean, if we die here, then there won't be anything.
Actually. Okay, so the Wish Greater Restoration option would not touch our exhaustion levels
Not at all.
because it's just it's healing all your party members up to full, and then giving you the effect ending stuff. So like the last 4 things in Greater Restoration, so where it's
And
saying
that doesn't do anything for the exhaustion.
but it will get Perseus's and Telmoon's max hit points back up to full.
That's important.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just like, yeah, it's still really good. It's just not going to touch the exhaustion portion because you're not casting Greater Restoration. You're ending the effects that Greater Restoration can end, which is Charm, Petrified, Curses, reductions to ability scores, and reduction to max hit points.
How many levels of exhaustion are there? Is that the dumbest?
6.
There are
You
6.
die at 6.
You die at 6. So tell me,
I am at 5.
He's at the basically he got like the
Okay.
closest
So
thing
she
to
has,
death.
yeah.
She just down it because it's like if it was real exhaustion, and this is like almost like it's like she's fucking with you guys' minds, like nightmare exhaustion. So if you were actually like traveling for 6 days and Telmo went through all those phases, eventually when he hit this phase, he would just die. He would just succumb to he would just give up the ghost. He would literally just keel over. So Telmo's just down. He's just at 0 and he's making death saves. She just basically sent him through all those feelings in 6 seconds.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
All right, so kicking
I
thing.
could banish her or try, but she could
You,
probably just...
I'm not gonna make you re-roll initiative. So Fitz, you're still up. Actually, no. I do need to bring. Actually, I do. Actually, we do need to redo initiative. For that reason, I'll give you all. I will give you, because we do need to do it. I'll give you advantage to your initiative checks.
Okay.
So
Advantage to the
And I reject that offer.
you can. You can always take the lowest, of the roll.
Yeah,
It's
because
your
if I
roll.
win, I just die faster. So I would like to not win.
That's fair. That's completely fair. You can choose. You just get 2 rolls. You can choose which one you think is the better one to go with.
I appreciate that.
I want to try and get higher up on the initiative. That is better. Bart moved up to a 21.
What do you think, guys? I got a 7 or a 24? What should I go with?
A 7.
You got
Seven's
this,
looking pretty
bro.
good right now.
24 all the way.
Let's go.
I got 22.
22 for Sophia, not bad. 16 for Moby. 19 for Bart.
Gonna puke.
21 for Bart.
1,000%.
The 19 was the old one.
Okay. We may not do this entire battle tonight, but we'll start it. Fitz got
Oh my god.
25. Good. Nice. You're
Thank
back. Right back at the top. Fitz. Tell Moon.
7.
7. It makes sense. Yeah. Persis.
15.
15.
We are fucked, guys.
You're so royally so fucked.
Fitz, you are up, seeing this all take place, giving you kind of a better view of this as you kind of these feelings are happening as the ship is floating. All the space, all the
These
stars have been
tentacles.
blocked out all these dark
When did those
clouds rolling
happen?
around you. All these tentacles begin to move and writhe, some of them moving towards the ship, coming out of the darkness, out of the clouds.
Great, awesome, cool. Yeah, are we cool with my plan, you guys? Cool with me using that?
You
Yeah.
do you, girl.
I just wish that all of my friends were so much more healed than they are right now. And I'm gonna use my wish spell to heal, bring everyone up to full, and I can do it technically 20 people. So I want to include the female
Yep.
Archon
So she'll get all
in
her hit
that.
points
Bring
back.
her up to full.
Okay.
We're all up to full, and then your guys' hit point max is restored.
Okay.
Oh.
And instead of initiative, remember, bottom of the round, whenever we're done, you can feel free to use Barraclan for anything, Medios for anything, your sorceress or your oracle, or you can just fire your, or you can also have them fire your mangonels and your bits. So that's your action. I take it. Yep, that's it. That's I mean, that's
That
an
is-
amazing action.
That's a big ass action. That's
Yeah.
my
And almost like what was hopeful with thinking before is now this like internal ability to like, you know, hopeful think, and it happens. You just kind of feel this, the world kind of shudders, and then boom, everyone feels restored. Telmoon, you snap up, you feel charged as life rushes back through you. Not making those saves anymore. Fitz fires back up to 145 hit points. Everyone else, exact same thing. But then the feeling that oppression still settles on, the exhaustion. You still feel tired. You still feel heavy.
Can I bonus action? I mean,
Otherwise, we move to Sophia.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could do anything useful. I don't think I'm close enough to do anything. Okay. The end.
Okay. We move to Ashek does nothing. The tentacles continue to writhe because all of you rolled really high there. Actually show legendary just to move a tentacle to the ship. But it doesn't attack, it just moves close. One moves close. And I'll need to track those. So. Okay, it's Sophia's turn. Here you are on the ship, Sophia. Over there.
So both Persis and Talmoon look very lethargic.
I'd say so.
I saw Talmoon go down though before it's like changed the cosmos.
Yep.
So she'll go over to Talmoon, place her hand on his head, and cast Greater Restoration. Getting rid of a level.
All right, I am no longer stuck on the floor. Thank you. I don't actually, you know what? I don't know if I should be thanking you for this. Now that that picture dropped in, I might have been better off just down here.
Yeah. But yeah, so just like a spiritual bathing of him goes over him, like he's getting baptized, and you feel a little fucking better.
I
A little
can push through
fucking
for
better.
at least one more day. I promise.
I'm gonna be busy. Like all my spells are just gonna be Greater Restoration, probably. Fuck. Bonus actions can't do a damn thing. So, I'm just gonna go over to like a ballista in fucking Magna or something and just help the soldiers, I guess.
Closest one will be on the ballista on outside of the ship. You see where I put you?
Perfect.
Moves in close to the ship. Yeah, we
That's
moved.
Sophia's turn.
Bart, you are up facing. Sorry, I think because this one is like being blurred because of that. But yeah, you're there facing off with her yourself. I don't know what you want to do here, and you're actually kind of floating like face to face, not really like how you see there, but you know you'd really be right here, watching her there, you know, smirk, seeing no eyes in front of you, just smoke, and then the corners of like almost like if someone grew horns out of their cheekbones, and then there's no brain, there's no skull, there's nothing, it's just carved out. You feel like if you looked over behind their face, it could just be a mask, right? Like there's no, you don't know what's behind there. It's dreadful.
Even in the face of this dreadful oppression, Bartholomew's not wavering. He is charging with a battle cry as he is attacking.
Okay.
No hesitation. First attack is a 22. Does it hit?
It does hit.
All right. That is going to be 13 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And
Magical weapon, right?
Magical weapon and 2 points of radiant.
Okay. Take all of it.
And not stopping there, as another hit does a 20 hit.
Does. As you like, as she kind of tries to block with these like the razor sharp kind of like nails that are both razor sharp and like smoke. They kind of turn into like spectral from moment blow to blow, and you catch them again. That will hit.
That's going to be 9 points of piercing and
They will
5
take-
points of radiant.
They will take the 9. And how much radiant?
5 points.
5 points. Okay.
And another, like, just constant, like, a flurry of jabs as...
And you actually don't need to separate them. You can total your damage if
Okay.
you like.
I'm assuming that a 16 will not hit.
That will not hit.
And bonus action as the shield goes in for a shield bash.
Okay.
Again, a 17, I'm assuming will not do it.
17 will hit.
17 will hit? Okay. And that's going to be 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So we'll take
And-
the 9.
If you thought that was it,
I didn't.
Axon's surge goes off as he is not stopping. He is putting all his effort into the very first these few seconds.
Okay. Makes sense.
Probably the only ones you have. Might as well.
Natural 19, which is a crit.
Okay. They kind of back and forth. Catch them again.
Okay. $23 points of damage on this hit.
Okay.
Again. Natural 1 as one of the jabs completely misses. Actually goes right through the head, and there's nothing there.
Yep.
And again a 16 as that will miss. And that'll be all of Bart's attacks.
Okay. And as you're fighting, Bart, you can feel them in your head. You feel like someone is. You almost feel like Ashiok is not present. They're going through the motions, but you can feel them inside your head, digging around and pulling up old memories and choosing. You almost have a feeling that they're just looking at the way you think and deciding which thoughts and which memories are the best to choose, the best to attack later. That's ends your turn.
Yes,
another tentacle will move beside the dragon, kind of chasing the dragon through the clouds. This leaves us with, I believe, Moby.
I'm still perched on that little rock there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head towards.
And that rock was
Bart.
really just you kind of floating in space, but if you go, there's a rock floating in space. You can go where you want from there. Let me pull out so you can kind of see where you are at. You're right here behind Fitz.
Oh, okay.
They're over there. The ship's behind you. Kinda
Further away than I thought.
if this helps.
Am I close enough to get just directly near Ashiok?
You move pretty fast. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. You're about 45 feet away from Ashiok. Essentially, you're willing yourself through space, so.
Yeah. Let me do something. And the tentacle's near me?
There is one near the dragon about 10 feet away from you.
10 feet away from me.
Yep. So it's not in, and it put this way, based on this tentacle striking range, it's within striking range, but it's not like it's not 5 feet away from you. It's not like you're not held up by the attack. It's not actually attacking you. All the tentacles just seem to be writhing right now. Like the two that are close to the ship, they're like writhing on the ship, like almost trying to they're like slithering across the deck. It's awful. It's off-putting, but they haven't started destroying anything necessarily.
I'm gonna attack the one of the tentacles that are in front of me near Kai.
You kind of broke up for that 1 second, but what'd you say? Who were you gonna attack?
Gonna head to the tentacle in front of me.
Okay, got it. Leaping off the rock as it floats away. Moby goes sailing through the sky, hitting for a 21. That will hit. Doing 11 points of slashing or the short sword.
Yeah, I can't do a sneak attack because there's no.
Kai's probably engaged.
Kai is engaged, so you can't do sneak attack.
Oh yeah.
Man, I can't do any of my legendaries right now.
All right, so that it was 28. I'm gonna use one of my tokens, Whales of the Grave. 28 plus, so 28 piercing, and well, I'm not sure what that was. It's weird. So yeah, 28. Let's see, 30, 39 piercing, then 19 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then I will use my bonus to ghost walk.
To where? Okay, where are you going?
Turns me into a spectral form.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're going spectral. Yep. So we begin to make sense.
And that is all I will do.
Yeah. Now, can we go back to Kai?
Oh yes.
I don't think Kai got a turn.
Oh, I think I messed up. What was Kai's
Got
turn?
a 28.
Oh, then it should have been Ty. Sorry, and I don't think
That's
I put her in here.
Oh,
Let me
my
add
bad.
her in here because when I did a new initiative, I think I left Kai out on accident. So let me add Kai.
We all know how you feel about animals. You did that on purpose.
Accidentally on purpose. We know.
Kai's at 20. Okay, so she should have been first then, right? Okay, so then we want to go back to her.
Okay.
So we can
Because
go to
now
Kai.
there's something for her to attack.
Okay.
Can she?
Well, she's
also
got a
attack
breath
that?
weapon that would have hit the. I mean, it would have hit
That-
probably. Remember, you can also
'cause it's
move
a-
Kai. Kai can pivot herself. in a
She's got an
different-
80-foot fly
Yeah, so
speed
she can be wherever you want her to be at this point.
and a 30-foot cone of fire breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how far is the crazy scary lady?
From Kai, like 30 feet. Actually,
Oh.
from the base, it's 10, 20. Yeah, 35 feet. Not very far. 40 feet. So
Okay.
not far. Not far.
And that is not Moby.
That
Yeah,
is
Moby.
Bart. That's Bart. Moby's right
Bart.
both Moby's right here.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
gotcha,
if I
gotcha.
went and I go to let's go to the full screen. Sorry, you got Moby right there, and it's a little blurry, but Moby, and then
Yeah, okay. I think Kai is gonna fly around, assuming if we do like we were going back in time to her turn, would she avoid attack of opportunity? from
yeah, she'll
leaving
avoid the
this
attack opportunity
tentacle?
because
Okay.
yeah. And then
she's
I'll
gonna
just move the tentacle with her, so it's with her wherever she goes. 'Cause that's where it would go.
I want to fly over to the terrifying lady and try and breath weapon her at an angle so that it doesn't hit
Little
Bartholomew.
So you can either go
Shot
to the
himself out of
back.
a
You can
cannon.
go to the back of Ashiok, where I place you
Yeah.
over there. Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Yeah, that's fine by me. And yeah, breath weapon. I'm just gonna fire breath at her as a DC 17
See her
dex
turn,
saving
then turn
throw.
and look over the shoulder. Yep. Go dexterity save.
Not have enough D6s for
Doesn't
this.
have a good dexterity at all.
Good.
Ashiok
That's
just
what I like to
kind of
hear.
stands there.
Take it.
She'll fail.
Okay. Hold on while I roll 16 D6.
And now you notice
That's
I
a
say
hell of
they
an upgrade.
because though Ashiok for the most part takes on the appears mostly seems androgynous in a way, but seems mostly female presenting. They seem to have no sex in terms of the way. That's why I've been saying she's a they.
That's not the way that
The miniature's a little different. You know what Ashiok actually looks like. This is the closest mini.
She a little curvation.
Closest
you know what I'm
mini.
saying?
Yeah, which is
I
fine.
have chosen my vision.
So
now.
the way we look at it is she is female presenting today. She is taking in the
Today.
future you make today.
Okay. The first set of dice that I rolled,
Ashiok definitely failed, so they're taking all that damage.
38, and then let me just roll the next 6.
8.
Plus 10. Plus 10 plus 4.
Okay.
62.
Okay. So ton of damage done.
Stop hurting my friends.
They kind of stagger for a minute, turning back as claws go up, black smoke trying to as the fire kind of rolls around that, some of it piercing and hitting on Ashiok's body. Ah! Screams out. You can tell that these attacks are hurting. It's not like Ashiok can just shunt everything. And in this moment of weakness where it's showing, if that ends the dragon's turn, it takes us back to Persis. Because
Okay.
Ashiok rolled extremely poor.
I'm fine with that.
You
So,
keep that
rules
up.
question. The having of hit points counted as taking damage
Sorry?
in terms of concentration checks.
No.
No. Just
No,
your
it does
total hit points are just halved. So if you haven't taken any damage, you don't count as being damaged. You just count as your total hit points being. Yeah, so
Okay.
you're good from there, from that standpoint.
Okay. So the arcane hand should still be up.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's still gripping that other.
Yeah, so gripping
Archon?
that Archon, which I didn't get back to. So they're still being gripped, and they're out there in that space. Bixby's hand somewhere, but we're gonna just put a
Don't
put a
we
marker.
can use our imagination. For
Yeah,
now.
you're good. You're good. Yeah, so we'll say they're out there.
Yeah. And I misspoke. I'm getting my telekinesis and arcane hand mixed up. So they're grappled but not restrained.
Grappled but not restrained.
I
Okay.
think, yeah. So that's kind of important. Oh shit. So yeah, Persis is going in the grapple. She's going to move him away. So that's an action. I'm sorry, I'm being very terrible here.
You're good.
I can still do that though, right? Oh, it is a bonus action to move it.
Okay.
And do any of these things. So yeah, so I'm going to move him 60 feet away from us.
That feels like towards us, Mel.
Yeah, that looks like towards us.
Oh, you were moving 60. Well, is it? You're moving him away?
Do we want him near us or
Wait,
what?
well, wait, so what about, isn't he grabbed along with with what's her face? The one.
The lady?
Is
The
that
lady.
how you
Lady
rolled
Archon?
That's the way I rolled it. They both got grabbed in the fists.
it? Okay.
Oh, okay. So okay. So then I will move it. Sorry, I was confused about that.
Sorry,
If 60 feet takes them onto the deck, then let's do that.
Yeah, you'd be bringing them both back. You can still keep them first grapple, but they're there.
Yeah. That's and if she's in there too, then I will decline to clench the fist and cause them extra damage.
Okay.
But they'll be on the deck there. But yeah, Persis is also shook from that exhaustion and panicking a little bit that this tentacle is there. So her action is going to be an Eldritch Blast against the tentacle that's next to the ship.
Okay.
And I have to roll a lot because this is disadvantage 4 times. Okay. Oh, right. So 14 for one of them. 14's gonna miss?
14 will miss.
Yeah, okay. Second one also misses. Miss. Trash rolls. Yeah, all of those miss.
If that ends Persis' turn,
Yeah, she's not doing well.
the tentacles then that are closest to the ship. Will strike. So they like begin to wrap around the ship. One of the tentacles kind of tears up through the center of the floor, kind of reaching, kind of punching through the side of the ship and punching out the other side. Hitting the ship for an attack of 20. The other tip, which I think I actually need to go back to what your all's AC is on the ship. 31, I know will definitely do it. As both tentacles hit, doing force damage. So the ship takes 21, and then
Ship's AC is 15, so we should make both.
yeah. So 21, and then jeez. And then the second, so 21 plus 48. The ship takes 48 points of piercing damage from the two tentacles. Then, as a bonus action, Ashiok looks in the direction after just being flamed by the dragon, looks at Fitz, and Fitz, I want you to give me a wisdom saving throw for Kai.
With Kai's stats? Or you're
Yes.
saying with
Yeah,
my stats?
I'm basically asking you, yeah, I want Kai to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Thank God, because I got a +1 as Fitz. 12.
So
A fat 2.
well,
Well, I guess 13 because they have a +11. Big difference.
Oh, the saving throw. It's the
The saving throw? Oh, fuck. It's
Yeah.
I'm doing. Oh, fuck.
yeah, what's your
Something
saving throw?
different.
What's Kai's
It's a
saving throw?
10.
It's a 10.
It's
Okay.
a 10. Sorry. Stats are so close.
One second. Just make sure I'm rolling it right. The wisdom save. As Ashiok whispers to Kai, Kai is dominated by Ashiok and whispers to her in Draconic. And Kai begins to kind of buck and succumb to the will of Ashiok. This moves us to Telmoon.
The other tentacle is still on the side of the ship.
Yep.
Okay. Telmoon is gonna kind of back up on the ship just to put both of those tentacles in a line, and then lightning.
Okay.
I know the name of spells. It's lightning bolt. Lightning bolt is a real spell in 5e. It's not a Pokemon move. Fake lightning bolt earlier. Lightning bolt. So if you could just basically move Telmoon across the ship. So
To which one? This one or this? Over where we moved him to?
Oh no! He only has the 25 feet of movement. Or
Oh, okay.
20 feet of movement, so he can only move a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can't even get to a point to
Oh,
where.
where do you want to get to? Where are you trying to take me to?
Nope, never mind. I was trying to do damage to both of those
Oh,
guys.
like get in the middle.
I can't.
You could
Yeah,
stand here. and
no.
then
To
do-
both of the.
'cause
To
one
both
is
of
here.
the. Oh, the other tentacle's on that side.
Yeah,
Okay.
one's on this side. I kept moving it because the camera gets blurry when it tries to focus on this tentacle. But one is right here by Bear
Yeah.
Clan, and one
5,
is in
10.
the middle of the ship.
So I would not have been able to get to the other side of the other tentacle. That's too far in 20 feet.
In 20 feet, yeah. You're trying to touch both of them in 20 feet. So,
Well, I was trying to get to the other side of that tentacle so I could do a line between the two.
To the side of this tentacle. Got it.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Yes, you can get behind the tentacle and then do a line to this one. Is that
All
what-
right.
That
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
Yep. Deck saves for both.
Okay.
And I'm upcasting this because we're in bad straits. Oh, that's a +4. So 12.
A 12 and an 18.
Those both fail.
Okay.
That's 10. Roll this. We're going to empower that and re-roll these 2s because 2s are bad. All right, they both take 52 lightning damage,
52. Jeez. All right.
and that's my turn.
So lightning's just like slamming these things as they kind of let go. As Telmoon is like doing all this damage. Suddenly the at this moment, let's see. Ashiok kind of slashes, now fighting back, kind of turns her attention back towards Bart, grabbing at his like throat. She could, just narratively, but just striking out for 27.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Doing 23 piercing. Then she moves one of the tentacles in to grab Bart, attacking for 24.
Yep, that'll hit.
For 19 points of bludgeoning, and then Bart is grappled.
Okay, Bart will take half of that of 19.
Yep. Okay. And then, so she struck at you. She did one tentacle, and then another tentacle that is the one that's next to Telmoon will strike at Telmoon for 18. I don't think that hits. Right, Telmoon?
No, that doesn't hit.
Yep. And misses, and then this moves to Ashak's her turn close to the end of the turn, so she's not done. Then she will she kind of appears here in the middle, so you can't make an opportunity attack as she moves away from you.
Can or cannot?
Can for Bart.
Okay. Bart will take that indeed. And that is going to be 18 points of damage.
Okay. Take it. And then Bart, it's a legendary. Give me a Constitution save.
Constitution save is 15. I'll use Indomitable to re-roll that.
Okay.
And instead, that is a 22.
That beats it. So the tentacles are trying to close in on you and do more damage. And you take only 10 more points of bludgeoning. As this rounds out the turn, as this is all happening, before we start our top of the round, I just want to know, kind of, go by quickly, if anyone, just role-playing wise, before we start the next turn, is there anything you want to like contribute to like this particular situation in terms of like narratively what's going on? Otherwise, you don't have to. If not, fine.
I would just call out to Bart would call out to Fitz and then notice that Kai is starting to not act quite like themselves.
Moby is like in his periphery, almost like he. I don't know if you could imagine like having like floaters in your eyes. He thinks that there's something there, like his dead sister or people that he's stolen from. He feels like he's kind of seeing things.
Persis is panicking as she sees the ship kind of surrounded and punctured by a tentacle, and people still out in the void.
Sophia's just running around trying to perform triage on everybody.
Everyone.
Luckily, Talmoon's panic mode is just that closest thing, so we're kind of in the zone. I did want to ask, was I supposed to take the stun thing in this fight? I don't think I did at all.
The stun from what?
From the beer thing that we rolled way back in the day from Ashiok.
Oh,
First
No,
encounter.
I'm not using it. She didn't use.
Okay.
She didn't make you test for it. I didn't make you test for any madness, so you're good.
Just double checking.
As this is all happening, what I will ask for is from this ability that she just did, as she psychically whispers to all of you, I need a wisdom saving throw to anyone within 60 feet, which I think that's everyone. Look at Fitz. I think Fitz, you and Kai are outside of it. I think she did that on purpose.
Thank God.
As Kai is wheeling around behind her. Everyone else give me a wisdom saving throw. The DC is the DC is 21.
I failed. It doesn't matter. I failed.
27
Every time.
for Sophia.
You said 21?
21.
God damn, I got a 20.
You either take
I have
half
been dumb.
or you take half or
Wait.
all.
Is Bart in range?
Bart is in range.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm slightly closer. No, that won't do it.
Oh, I forgot I was on this battle screen this entire time. My bad. You gotta remind me when I'm just on the. So if you failed, you will take 48 points of psychic damage. If you pass, you will take 24 points of psychic damage.
Anybody concentrating on anything?
Fitz, can you roll a d6 for me?
A 4.
4. Kai goes to flame the ship, flying as Ashiok calls her over. Kai comes bombing into the ship. She makes the command. Her mouth chokes as she doesn't recharge the breath weapon.
Oh my God.
But what she does do is she gets angry and she kind of continues forward as Kai kind of smashes into the deck and kind of slides across the deck as people just kind of jump out of the way. As kind of her was going to have Kai top of the round kind of blast the ship with more fire. And before we top of the round, Ashiok just smirks that no features above the mouth. As they say, in a whisper that you can all hear, just doing a little recon, getting a feel for you all. I'm in your minds. I'm getting under your skin. I will see you in the underworld. And then she just rolls into black mist and Kai is like swinging at people on the ship, at soldiers, and then suddenly snaps out of it and looks at you, Fitz, like, I'm sorry. And Ashiok removes herself as the ship kind of floats there in disarray. The figure still being held, the angel there, that's as weird as you're still holding that grip, right?
The arcane hand's gone.
Oh, it's
Took all
gone.
that damage.
So the figure is stepping and like looks back and looks at the lady. He wants to, and he goes, "This is what is that? What was that?" And he seems confused. And I will say, with them both being in striking distance and all of your seeing all your power, kind of, I need to make a dice roll to see what he would do. Fitz, give me 3 d20 rolls.
Oh gosh.
Because I'm keeping the same initiative for the Archon lady from last round, which puts her at the top. Makes her faster than he is.
First roll is a 16.
Okay, that's going to miss. Actually, no. With her modifier, that will hit. Second roll. Sorry, I was going straight.
Next roll is a natural 1.
That will miss.
And the final one is a 17.
Okay, so I forget. Let me look at what you want you to roll for.
I do love rolling dice, so that is very fun.
So I'll allow you to roll these dice. You're gonna roll these dice for her, instead of me rolling them on, because I don't. It's funny because I removed her from the. I need to find the stats again. I'm just gonna say, give me a I believe it was 5d8 plus. So give me 78 to just kind of make up for this piercing damage. So 78 radiant damage, and do that twice.
Okay. These are weird numbers. I can't do this in my head. Hold on. Sometimes they neatly stack into 10s, and then other times it's all crazy. Okay,
Who is Archon swinging at?
Oh, they're swinging at the Archon is swinging at the other one because the Archons were trying to kill the one lady. So that Archon once Persis let the grip go, he tried to kill her, right? So they're like fighting each other on your deck before the top of the round. And this is to see if what happens before we go into another round. Because he wasn't. He had 7 points of damage.
57.
Okay. And so you see her like using her mind and that little blade like flying around and stabbing him here, and then stabbing him in the back of his neck, and he drops to his knees. He like uses his blade is like swinging around, being used by his mind, and then he realizes he is so surrounded and looking at her, and he goes, and you can tell whatever he says to her, it's a surrender. And then he says in common enough where Fitz can hear it and everyone can understand it, and he goes, "You will pay for your insurrection." I don't know what you all do, but we'll kind of break combat and say, do you try to bind? Would you bind him? What would you do, or would you attack it?
He ain't saying nothing about surrender in common. He said, I want to get my butt kicked in common. What are you talking about? I'm going to pay. What?
Anyone else?
I only have hold monster.
You see her just hold her blade to him as he kind of submits and put his weapon floats down and drops. And then she takes like a from behind, like from under her armor, like a chain or something that can binds his arms in it, kind of glowing, and keeps him like bound. and looks over to you all, and in common, enough for you to understand, says, "Thank you."
I am gonna put a bronze bullies patch on his armor and say something to remember us by.
On the guy who's just been submitted to you.
Yes,
Okay.
totally.
And as that is, there, and then she like steps back and swings her back of her boot, kicks, and it connects with his face, and it knocks him out. And then looking at you all as you all are kind of standing there, she just, before anything can be said, and just kind of tells, because she talked to Fitz first, so I imagine it's Fitz that she shares, and you all hear it, but she's like looking at Fitz when she says it. I am Zindali of the Orkhan. I am daughter of, she says the name, which I always get wrong. I'm looking for it here. Daughter of Agnomikos. But I am not loyal to my father. Actually, no. She says, I am looking for my father. Though I know he is probably dead, I was told I am looking for those strong enough to oppose Depota, who has sent his archons to kill me. You fight very well. Will you help me?
I mean, gosh, we'd love to, girl, but we're kind of on a mission to the underworld. I mean, are you down for that?
I am this underworld I do not know you speak of, but I must find...
Where are you from?
I am from... And she points to off in the distance to the black hole, to the eye beyond, the Doom Star, or the Eye of Doom.
Oh, great.
I am from beyond. It is my kind, my archons. Do you know Depota? Depota threatens your world.
I mean, maybe not by that name.
What do you call Depota?
We've heard of what god beyond the Nyx? Is that what they've called him?
He calls himself Phoenix sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. My father came here hundreds of years ago. Sent on a mission by Depota. And for a time we followed as archons. She kind of staggers, I'm tired, but we live in his body. It is a long story. And what she goes on to try to explain is that on the other side, there was a world where they had all of their gods, and their gods all died off, and the archons are used to thriving off of beings that are great and powerful. Many of their gods petrified in their world and died away, but they found Depota, who was clinging on to life. And as archons, they supported Depota, and kept him alive. And Depota, what they learned is that many of the gods that had died off, some of them had fled into another realm. Depota wanted to gain his power back, so he sent her father, Agnomikos, into the other realm to find the fleeing gods and to restrain them and to bring their power back to Depota, who feeds on it. Agnomikos never came back. And you all know the rest of that story. She doesn't seem to know what her father did here on this side. That's what she shares. And right now, she is being hunted because there are two sides, two factions of Archons warring with each other. Some of them feel that Depota or Phoenix has gone insane and does not serve them anymore, has killed so many of them, has unmade so many of them. There's been a small faction that has slowly been warring against Depota. And she believes that her father never really went on the mission for Depota, for the god itself, but for his own purpose, for his own... it was a chance almost to escape. You get the feeling that she's angry that he didn't come back, but she knows that her father holds a secret to secret glyphs that were carved into Depota's petrified form on the other side. These glyphs or runes, if she could find her father's trigger mechanism key, she doesn't know what it looks like. She knows that he had it. Lore, people have said they believe that he had something on it that gave him power over the being, something that would allow them to trigger those runes and activate their power from inside of him, which would essentially maybe not destroy him, but weaken him greatly. And the way she goes through describing their world, like they literally live inside the petrified form of a god, like inside it, this god's being.
That's metal.
And yeah, and she describes like lush gardens and all this stuff, but they were the ones who gave Depota the original power to kind of like keep the god sustained. And so she's looking for the remnants of her father's ship. And that's what she's searching for. Now, you know her father's ship is in Melitus. Whether you tell her that, I don't know.
We do know that?
Because that is, his ship is the ship that the Melitian mages all have studied and reverse engineered. Your ability to be spelljammers is reverse engineered from that ship.
The Ark, I believe they call it.
The Ark that they called it. That Ark that helped you, that is his original ship. So who knows what other arcane effects, artifacts and stuff the Melitians have. But yeah, do what you will with this. Of course, she's just telling you information. And I know we're going to close out here, so it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, so any last thoughts, words, anything to share here before we kind of like wrap this up for the night? Because I think we...
after having to float back into the ship after being flung far away, as he lands, that's that destination. We're headed there at some point. But first, we have a task in a place known as the Underworld.
The Underworld.
Where our fallen go, that's where they end up.
Your fallen, they leave their bodies, they go on.
Yes.
We are but energy. We transfer in different way. I owe you my life. I will go with you if you will commit to help me.
We were going to do that anyway.
Think success of your mission is tied up in the fate of our world as well. Depolta is expanding here and will consume whatever we have left.
Yes. Then you have my support. Looking around, there are many of you. And she seems exhausted, but doesn't seem necessarily like hungry or anything in this weird way, and just kind of sits down in a corner on the ship. Still willing to talk, not like leaving anybody, but almost just kind of goes into a meditative rest. And in a strange way, this first time seeing an Archon without the helmet, seeing full their features, they have these kind of like pointed, the ears kind of point in an interesting way. While her skin is pale, when she's resting, it does kind of like seem to like drop into like a bluish color. And her eyes can look like normal human eyes, but tend to flicker and kind of turn completely radiant where you cannot see any pupils. Her golden hair locks kind of flow like that, like radiant silk. And before she goes into her meditation, and she says, who was that? And you all know she's talking to like Ash, in terms of who Ashiok was. They seem to be a great threat.
Yeah, they are.
From what I understand, some figure working with THEROS, our god of the undead, who is currently causing havoc in our land of THEROS.
Different gods. Understood. My father was supposed to find the gods from my world. These names you speak do not seem like them. But it is okay. That was another time. And she begins to kind of mutter under her breath those names. And those names of those gods from her world are all the same names you heard Krufix mutter, the names of the Titans. Pyros, Uro, Sola, Cry. And then she goes into a meditative state. And with that, your ship kind of in disarray, a couple holes punched in it. It's kind of sitting there floating in the void. Anything from you, Moby? Anything from Sophia? I think I've heard from everyone else a little bit, but it's just giving you an opportunity before we end here. But
not so much words from Sophia, just she's constantly casting spells on Telmoon and Persis to make them feel better.
Moby just kind of hovers in his spectral form, just kind of looks, doesn't say anything, as kind of this space just kind of travels through him as he's just kind of wondering what'll happen when they go venture into the underworld.
And so with that, they drift away into the void, still continuing towards their direction. Some days go by, and eventually, amidst the growing fog, I'll say as they move in, this familiar fog begins to kind of surround the ship, but they're still following the path that THEROS kind of set before them. And they cut this path, and that familiar mist kind of returns, and it's hard to see, but Persis pushes on. They've been trying to fix the ship as much as they can over the course of the past few days. Everything is a bit shrouded, and they start to feel the ship touch ground. Like it goes from floating to like you start to feel the water washing against the bow and the side of the ship. And they know that there's somewhere in a plane that feels no longer like connected to space, physical. And then kind of they see this foreboding hand in the midst. Like the light peers around it, this kind of claw there. And it's reaching out, and it's Ashiok's claw for all they know. But as the mist opens, it shrinks down to being just a light reflecting off of a haggard tree. And there are these trees that are just like sparsely, like dead trees in the middle of an ocean, which makes no sense, right? So they're just on ocean water, and it's very ominous. And as far as the far eye can see, like in the far distance across the horizon, there is land jutting up. It feels oppressive in a similar way to the way Ashiok made them feel. But not with the fear lingering. The fear, over the past few days, they've been able to recover. Those feelings of exhaustion have receded. And what lies before them is the underworld. And as they get close to shore, they see a small boat, a little like dinghy, being like a ferryman moving to them with a small light on the edge of the oar, and it is one of THEROS's small ferrymen, and it is sitting outside your big hammerhead and on the water, hovering above the water, and so you all really have to go down and either swim to it, or you have to get to that ship. The ship refuses to go any further inland. This is where the hammerhead ends, and you have this figure beckoning you. And whatever you do from there will fade to black and pick up from the underworld. Good game.
That went real well, guys. I think we got a shot. Got a shot at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1000%.
Honestly, it turned out better than I thought.
Thank
Oh,
God
yeah.
she was like, oh, recon, bye. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, I don't know if you meant like she only hit us once is better than you meant. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like
Yeah.
the results were bad for one round of damage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How's our ship looking? Are we close to one of those percentages? Did we get back up?
The thing is, the thing about the creation, the ship would have to like almost die in a fight, because even if 3 days go by, which I rolled, you would get, because if you're as long as you're doing the mending on the ship, it would be healed. So I think like narratively, it's a bit of a haggard ship. It's not like perfect, but overall, it's healthy. The problem is you can't take it it won't go into the underworld. So
Is there like a nice
you
little
mean?
dock over here?
there's
that we
nowhere to
can
take the
just
ship
leave
into
it?
the underworld. Is all on land. Like you've sailed the shores to the underworld. Like you can fly your ship
Ship
around
don't
the
fly
top.
here.
What hammerhead is scared of water? Come on.
Yeah, I don't. Actually, the funny thing is that by the Spelljam rules, I don't think the hammerhead can land on water.
Yep.
Yeah, it can't land on water. But in this realm, it can hover there in those waters. But it can
Is
go.
there like a place where we can dock it so that we can come back to it? Or
You can
is
drop an
this just
anchor and then
hopefully goodbye?
because the way to the shore, and then you have to decide. So here's the thing between next thing you want to decide if you're taking your rest of your crew, or
Oh, yeah, we're taking them.
or they
Fuck.
Are you leaving the ship? Or are you having them watch the ship?
Wait, so we gonna just tie the ship to a claw tree and
Yeah,
leave
to one of the
these
scary
and leave these
trees.
helpless humans just kicking it on their own? No, they're
We
coming with
should-
us.
They're gonna die with or without us.
Yeah.
So they might as
Fair.
well die
So
being
what I was
useless.
gonna
Dying
say,
glory.
if we had more, like I do want to end there, but I would say like we post-credited a little bit fast. But knowing that Sophia knows that this is one of the Athreos characters, and you've been also being led by the lantern itself, this figure does not speak and will not speak to you, but beckons you. And eventually, when you do get to the figure does give you a scroll or a map of the underworld. And going on foot, it will essentially be what it looks like.
Oh no.
Nope. Oh, let's go to our. Find it first. I thought let's go to THEROS. Let's copy. Game a little bit today. So it's built vertically. So at the top, you can see all the way. So at a distance, you can see the land, which you can't see from here. But what you'll soon understand is that Erebos's tower is built down, but the top of the tower comes out of the middle of the land across the top. And so, but there is no entrance up here, and there is no space around it to get to it. So you essentially have to go down into the layers of the underworld to get to the entrance to climb
Go up.
his tower. There is Old Elysia, the place of legend, which is the old, which is where he destroyed and kind of where old heaven used to be for the good guys and the heroes. There's Phileas, which he will point you towards, which is another place you'll learn soon about. Agonis, the place of constant war, where there's nothing but battles 24/7 to those who have gone to the underworld. And then you can journey down and learn about Nerano, which is where the sea is. The last place known is Elysia, of where Erebos dropped where basically he sunk and sent all the rest of those heroes. And then supposedly at the very bottom would be some place which you expect might be the portal to where Clothis originally was. You all have access to this. You all are docked here off the Tartix River. That's your ship. But yeah, going into land, you can decide on that first level, you have to find a way to these lower levels. So you can either go to Agonis, Phileas, or Elysia, or Old Elysia to find your way down. We will explore that next game.
Okay.
Whew.
Great game, Mal. Thank you.
And you can go in there and read up on those so you can better understand if you want to kind of help you kind of get a jump start on next game on where you might want to go. Because I don't think I haven't hit any of this stuff from you all, so you have access to it.
Take care, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie.
All right, Eddie.
Good game.
See y'all. See you soon.
Oh yes, later, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Dang, that castle looked like it's got some big windows near the top. We can't just kind of.
What are the odds we get this done in 24 hours?
Oh,
In 24 hours?
doubtful.
Very